Kelly, you okay? I don't want to get mad at, like, cause last night, cause Sonny got mad at Aunt Pooh, cause I want to say, man, Aunt Pooh don't give a fuck. How is everyone doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody feeling fine. Sparkle and Sass, how you doing? Can everybody hear me? Can you, got 5 people in here right now. That's cool. I like to keep it light, man. Like, if the live blow up, let it blow up. But a small, intimate crowd of people sharing their experiences, I like that too. As long as I don't gotta do it all by myself, people. What's up, Kaylee? How are you? I'm not sure if I spoke to you before. If you had an affliction that you're going through or not, or if you're just like someone who likes to come in on the lives and soak up their knowledge. I'm not sure. One of the people I spoke to, you're good. Both kinda. Okay. What's up, who? I don't know who. Who is you? Do I know you who? Who me? Yes, you. I don't know. I've had 3 people reach out to me and say that not that what I told them. It wasn't that what I told them actually got the case dismissed. It's just the fact that they went in there and they had the guts to go in there and stick on their square and get it dismissed. And they left no leeway for these people to move forward. I want to get details of the 3 people that hit me up, but they out there living their life. They ain't checking TikTok like that. So, you know, now that they don't got the monkey on their back, now they get back to living. But I want to see if I can get some of these people. It probably won't be on TikTok. It might be on Telegram, or it might be on Zoom. Because some people don't like to be public like that. You know what I mean? And my thing is like I could have did it for my case, but I was still a little green at the time when I was going through it. And in the next 3 hearings that I had after that, I was like, man, I wish I could go back to the first hearing. I wish I could go back to the first hearing, knowing what I knew now. But that's not possible. knowing what I knew then paved the path to what I know now. You see what I'm saying? Kaylee, check my go to my profile. Go to my profile and just check the link tree. Like the public drive with all the templates and everything is out there, so you guys could go just go nuts and just go through it. One day. Sometimes I just go through my public drive and just read some of the documents and see what I can showcase, like the common law abatement that I went through the other day. Now, granted, if you have to go into the court case, because you know not all of us have the knowledge in order to handle these things in the private, because it's nothing but business, right? So until you have that knowledge and you can execute that properly, you got to go into that court case. Because I had a bench warrant, like everybody knows me now. I had a bench warrant for 9 months, and I wouldn't want nobody else to go through that. Because, bro, I wouldn't say I was scared because I went out and did it, but I felt some type of way about going down to the Kroger and getting some groceries, man. Going down to the gas station to fill up. Driving to my brother's house, driving to my homeboy house, driving to my homegirl house. Nobody should have to go through that. And if you do, to me that sounds like damages. Especially if you end up getting your case dismissed. But it's like, man, here's the thing though. Once you really understand what's going on and what led up to the position that we're in now, as we the people who are held subject to the public servants, at some point in time, the public servants turned into public officials. And now we looking at them like they're officials, like they are the authority. Man, come on, man, it's sleight of hand. This is magic. It's black magic, man. It's evil. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I don't know what y'all, man, but come on, man. Did you get it, Sparkle? Did you get it dismissed? Did you get your court case dismissed? Was it dismissed? On what grounds? You need to come up. Can you come up? On what grounds was it dismissed? Because if it was just a mistake and they dismissed it because, oh, I'm sorry, we made a mistake, then you probably wouldn't get it. I understand. So you could text, but you can't talk. Don't stop texting it. I understand. Some people don't want to come up. Of course, they didn't have enough evidence. I mean, they don't have enough evidence. No one in the courtroom has standing. There's all kind of things that you can bring up as to why, like, I can't understand the charges. That's why I got a whole bunch of questions. And you go in there, you treat it like a deposition. If you're going to go in there, like, I've got nothing but questions. I'm not saying nothing. I'm only asking questions, and I'm going to kick that can as far as I can down that hallway. And then I'm going to get out. I'm going to start getting EINs. I'm going to start writing wills. I'm going to start writing acceptance letters. I'm gonna start getting DBAs and publications. I mean, come on, man. I mean, if they're doing business, they're right. So like one of the not I wouldn't even say one of the when I went to college, fresh out of high school, my major was business administration. Administration. And when you go into court, what are they doing? They are administrating. Remember, I was at at the prison visiting my BF, and they said I thought. I mean, if they thought they thought they said I brought. Oh, they said I brought. Okay, well, sounds like they're stating a claim. If they stating a claim, the burden of proof is on them. And here's the thing: if you know you ain't bring nothing in there, I'm like, well, I'll accept that, guys. But please, if you have any evidence to provide, you know, to verify your claim, I mean, like one guy said that he was he's charged with brandishing a weapon. Now, when you read the letter, it says, what did it say? When you read the letter, it says, you have been charged with brandishing a weapon. It didn't say who was charging you. It didn't have an affidavit attached to it. It didn't have anything. But the thing is, it's like, damn. If you don't know what's going on, you can be like, oh my god, I'm scared. Now I want to argue and fight my way out of this by proving myself innocent when the burden of proof isn't on you. The burden of proof isn't on you. And it's like one of the first questions you should ask is, I'm sorry, Your Honor, like I see my name, I see the name of the state is all over these documents. Um, does anyone in this courtroom have a delegation of authority to administrate the all caps name? Granted by the executor of the all caps name? Can I see a power of attorney for anybody in here to represent the all caps name? That's why they want to get that attorney on you. They want power of attorney over your estate, over your property. Yo, yo.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I
Oh, okay,
like
this is Stacy. This is Stacy Nigel.
this is what?
Stacy
Stacy.
in Florida.
I'm Nigel in Georgia.
Yeah. We talked a bunch of times. Yeah,
I
but
talked to a
yeah.
lot of people. I'm sorry, love.
Huh?
I said talk to a lot of people, but I'm sorry, love.
I know you do. I know you do. No, but that was back in September. I went to go visit my boyfriend, and then they tried to say that I brought stuff into him, and the IG arrested me there at the prison, and then ooh, conveniently forgot to sign his affidavit, so the judge kept me in jail an extra night to give him time to sign the affidavit, and then they let me out the next day on bond, and it was ridiculous. It was all so ridiculous. It wasn't but the
Did he,
state never even once sent me a single piece of anything at all.
did he ever sign the affidavit? I bet he didn't.
Yeah, well, so they said. Yeah, they said, and I got a copy of it, and he signed it, but it was never notarized, and it wasn't signed by a second by any other IG. So they didn't have a standing legal
This is why I like abatements, right?
avenue
Abatements,
to
like
begin
let's
with.
right. So
Like,
like you halt the process and be like, wait a minute, this isn't notarized. Has anyone else seen this? You're stopping the proceedings and you're asking questions about the proceedings. And did everybody follow procedure?
mm-hmm,
You're not talking about jurisdiction,
mm-hmm,
right? You're like, wait a minute. This is a technicality if you
mm-hmm.
want to use that word. Wait. I like to abate the process. Stop. Wait. This isn't notarized.
Mm-hmm.
How are you submitting something that's not notarized, right?
And like, it was crazy because I could not find a like I said, the state itself never sent me a single piece of paperwork at all. And then I got the piece of paper, the bondsman sent me the piece of paper that they sent him saying that they were dismissing the charges. They didn't even send me anything saying they were dismissed. I couldn't find anything about it online. No, it was all so sketchy beyond belief. Like,
Right, because they couldn't in that case they probably couldn't move forward in a situation where you would be like, I guess I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? Like they
mhm.
convince us that we're in trouble.
And I made sure that I signed all my paperwork under distress,
Right.
and so I think that that sort of had something to do with it too, because they were probably going, she knows she's on to something here, because why is she signing all this under distress? You know what I'm saying? And
Ah, so they accepted it under distress, your signature?
hmm
Wow. You know how many people say that like they force them to sign it? They'll go rip it up and then come up back with another document to
well,
make them sign it
and
again.
that was like all of my paper, like all my paperwork at the jail, everything I signed. I put UD beside my name, everything.
Okay.
And the next morning when I went to my two first appearances, everything, and like that everything I from the jail on everything I signed UD after my name.
Have
And so,
Can I ask you a question?
hmm
Have you have you have you been dispelled of the fear behind like having to go to court?
somewhat. I still, and because of all of that, like I talked to you not too long ago, because of all of that now, because I was off for 3.5 months, because once they fraudulently put my fingerprints in to the system, being a nurse, that automatically triggered something to my nursing license, and so I couldn't work for 3 months, blah blah blah, until they dismissed it, and so now I'm fighting with my mortgage company about my house. And so, I mean, there's still like, it's still like, okay, they're still n- able to, they're still messing with, and it's like, but, and it's just a matter of knowing, I mean, I know information, but knowing it and
So
putting
like
it all,
saying like that's why I took Mac Reel's class, right? And
mm-hmm,
Relatable has a class coming up on the 14th, and I want to
mm-hmm,
get in that one too, right? I
mm-hmm,
want just a good understanding of what's going on because I can't
mm-hmm,
I hate to use the word. I hate to use the word, but I can't regurgitate it right now,
mm-hmm, yeah.
right?
And,
Because I
and
haven't
so,
ingested it and I can't bring it back up. You know what I mean?
right. It's like, sure, I know the information is there, and I know that there's but it's a matter of presenting it all back to them in the manner of which they go, oh shit, she got us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that is still just because I'm fairly new in the journey and whatnot. So that is still a little intimidating, but at the same time, it's infuriating knowing that they're screwing so many people over every
Yes.
day, and that there's so many people sitting in jail, or so many people that have lost their houses, their cars, their what, that
For
never
lack of
should
knowledge.
have never
For
should have.
for a lack of knowledge. People
hmm
without knowledge.
And
And they're
all because the system is greedy, and all because the system is all about money anymore, and that's all it is. It's not a person's life to them. It's how many dollar signs can we get, and that's
Yep. And you know, like you say, like I sat in that courtroom and I watched as they cattle prodded the people through there. You know what I
hmm
mean?
Mhm.
and making these people stand up, put their hand up, go under oath, and agree to the stipulations
Mhm.
that were based on a factual basis.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
wasn't based on actual witness testimony. It wasn't
Mhm.
based on an affidavit signed by under the penalty of perjury. It wasn't backed by firsthand knowledge. It was backed by a factual basis. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Mhm.
A factual basis. And since you agreed to the factual basics, right? Uh,
Mhm.
they, they have the stipulations they need to move forward
Mhm. It's like.
over and over again. And I was the only one that stood up and said things like, I object.
Mhm.
And when I said I object, you should have seen how that judge cut her eye at me.
A bit.
She cut her eye at me. She said, this motherfucker.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's the way she looked at me.
Mhm.
Right. And then, and then every time I said object, the cops that were surrounding me, they would just move a little bit closer.
Mhm.
I was like, wow, this is like really a game of chess.
Mhm. You know what's crazy is whenever I was going through all of that and everything, and just was looking, and even now, like with the fighting the mortgage company, um, I've asked like my own like family lawyer that's known me for years and years and years, as well as different lawyers at the time in September whenever I was talking, just and asking them different questions about all of this and they clam up in a heart and couldn't get off the phone fast enough with me and couldn't and oh yeah I gotta go, yeah, I'll call you back. And then you know, whenever you start asking them about, so now what about these bonds that are created for this case? Like how do I use that? And but obviously they can't speak anymore. They can't get off the phone fast enough. They got 47 other things they got to do. Like, you know, and I was asking a friend of mine, a good friend of mine who's been a lawyer forever, who does like contract law and stuff like that. And I was asking her about some of this stuff with the mortgage company. And she's, oh yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll get back, and ain't heard a word.
Of course not.
So it's like, especially people who like, and like I went to her as my friend, not a lawyer. I went to her as my friend. Okay, as my friend, you're still gonna like,
What kind of
yeah.
car does she drive?
It's like that's pretty pathetic. That it is that corrupt and that
Sparkle.
like
No, Sparkle. What kind of car does she drive?
who?
Your friend. That's the lawyer.
Oh, oh, she's got a nice. She's got. I want to say she's got a Mercedes. I want to say it's Mercedes. She
How
got a
big is
nice.
her house?
Yeah.
How big is her house?
Oh, it's good. So, yeah.
Does she got kids?
She's got one.
She's got kids.
And
She's
they
got
go
she's got a
private
she's got a
school and.
good she's got a good life.
Mhm.
You know, she
Mhm.
got and what gives her that good life? That bar card. She go
Mhm.
around slapping people in the face with it,
Mhm.
right?
It's like,
She's slapping us in the face with it. And I thought I was supposed to be your friend.
yeah. For that, and it like it's just, and like I say, even like my like a family lawyer who's handled like all of my like parents' business and everything else, and handled other stuff and whatnot. And even when I was asking him questions, oh yeah, listen, I gotta go. Call me back in just a little bit. Yeah, let's discuss it. And they never heard another word.
Yep. Yep.
It's
So
crazy how fast they
so I
really
shoot a
want
lot
to
of
answer your
pool, right?
questions.
Right. I shoot a lot of pool. Like I go to a lot of pool halls. I'm a pool.
Hmm.
Like, I
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
shooting pool, right? So, but one of the people I play pool with, he's a lawyer,
Hmm.
right? And we played at the same pool hall in the same league, and I know the guy, so I
Hmm.
called him, and he goes, because at the time I had a warrant, and I'm trying to figure out how to get my warrant lifted, and
Hmm.
he's a lawyer, so I said, how do I get my lawyer? He's like, well, I mean, I'll talk to you about drawing up some briefs and making a motion and all of that. And I was like, okay, so I got on the phone with him and
Mhm.
I started just asking him questions. And
Mhm.
I made a post about it. I made a post about it. So it's out there on my TikTok, and it's
Mhm.
the one where the lawyer sounds like Daffy Duck. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I don't want him out there like that.
Right. Right. Right.
You know. But you can just see how they just stick to the statutory. They
Mhm.
stick they stick to the statutory, and that's it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, is that the common law? And he goes, well, no, it's not common law. It's statutory. And he goes, I understand you're sovereign, and I can tell he wanted to say citizen, but he knows
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
so he's not going to call me a sovereign citizen,
Mhm.
right? So, but he goes, I understand your sovereign argument, and
Mhm.
I understand it, you know. But he goes, the court's not trying to hear it.
Mhm.
The court is
Mhm.
not trying to hear it because that's outside of their jurisdiction. They will only hear matters within their jurisdiction.
Okay, so even if we're going at an equitable, um, we're
There's no
going
equity. If you
equity
ask,
wise and contract wise, y'all still didn't come to us um completely upfront. You don't have any matter invested in this. You don't have any skin in the game. So, like you
my
didn't.
response to that would be there is no equity in that court, right?
Mhm.
The equity, whatever equity was agreed upon whenever you signed the contract, but it's a unilateral contract.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but that's why they want to make you sign electronically.
Mhm.
And I don't know if y'all seen one of my videos I posted. Like it starts off with me going to the DDS trying to turn in a paper application, and they would not accept it.
Mhm.
I'm like, what? You're not going to accept a paper application? And I
Mhm.
kept telling them, look, I want to see the document that I'm signing.
Right.
I don't want to sign electronically. But
Mhm.
she goes, I'm gonna tell you, you can fill whatever document out or whatever application, but you
Mhm.
gotta sign. You gonna have to sign electronically. And I was like, there's something wrong with
Mhm.
this. I said the next time I come back, I'm gonna come back with codes and notices. I'm gonna come back armed when I go back there. But from what I've learned in in the past couple of months, I'm not even gonna go back. I'm gonna go back down there and I'm gonna probably get like a fresh application,
Mhm.
but then I'm gonna send it privately
Mhm.
along with the appropriate correspondence, letting them know who I am and what exactly I want them to do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because if you come from a position of power
Mhm.
and you don't come from a position of please,
Mhm.
like you know who you are and you know who they are,
Mhm.
and you're not going to accept nothing less than that.
Mhm.
That's the only position I'm coming from.
Mhm. Well,
The
it
next time
was
I'm
kind of
in,
ironic to me too, and because like the mortgage company was supposed they were working with me, working with me, working with me, and since the mortgage in since the mortgage is in my husband's name, he's the only one that signed the promissory note. He passed away September of 21. He was a casualty of COVID. Um,
I'm sorry, babe.
yeah, thank you, thank you. Initially they were like, I'm on the deed, but I wasn't on the mortgage. And so initially they were like, you know, just so you know, this is not your debt. You're not obligated to pay this debt, blah, blah, blah.
Does he have any brothers?
Huh?
Does he have any brothers?
No.
If he has no brothers, then you're next in line.
Yeah. And in the state of Florida, I'm his next of kin. And so it's like, um, so I mean, right off the bat, they told me you are not obligated to pay this debt, you know, and and
Wait,
initially
they
even
told you that? Did you get that on? Did you get that in writing, or did you get that in any way that you can
whenever I first called and like whenever
corroborate
I
that
first,
claim?
huh?
You got to get that. If they tell you that, I'm like, well, like, can I please get that in writing and
Mm-hmm.
certified and like notarized, witnessed, and sealed,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I didn't know what and at the time, I didn't know what I know now. And so, I mean, I was like, well, not
Right,
for nothing. I sort of want to keep my house. So I sort of think you want me to pay this, right? Because like I said, that was 21. I didn't know what I know now. And,
right, right.
and so, but at first they were like, oh, well, even though they had permission to speak to me prior to and everything, um, they were like, oh, well, until we get this, and this document, we can't even speak to you. I'm like, oh, but you can take my money, huh? That's nice. And so
But like, what are they telling you?
they,
They're telling they're telling you, Sparkle,
uh-huh,
till you get your affairs in order, we're not even trying to listen to you.
yep. And
That's what they're
so,
telling you.
like, I sent all that in and everything else, and then everything was fine. Like I said, and then all that stuff happened this September. And, they were working with me. Sent in, they were going to do like loan modification, whatever, whatever. And it wasn't until I started asking them, I said, listen, I said, for my own records, I said, I would like a complete, and they've sold our mortgage since we bought the house, of course, and I said, I would like a original signed contract with your company. um, I would like a bill of particulars, a whole accounting of our for my records of our account.
Use the
I'm
word
like,
forensic.
and I asked them for like an
Sparkle.
affidavit
Look,
of truth of the whole and then all of a sudden, then that's when all of a sudden, oh gee, yes, I got the thing from the court saying that they actually, before I even got that, I started getting all these things in the mail from lawyers. Oh, this, that, and the other, foreclosure, and I'm like, so I called them and I'm like, what is this? Why? Oh yeah, but we started oh, that, well, then why'd you lie to me this whole time and say that you were doing loan modification stuff, blah, 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 have me send in all this information and everything. Like, yeah, okay. But it wasn't until after I started asking for real information about the account, things that would show, oh, gee, I don't owe them squat to begin with. Um, then all of a sudden, that's when they went ahead and they filed stuff for foreclosure.
they filed for a foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
So, but did they answer on any of your questions?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, see, I think that's the biggest thing that if we got to go into these courtrooms, like I say, if
Mm-hmm.
you are dragged into these courtrooms and going in there so you won't get a warrant, to me is being dragged in there, even if you
Mm-hmm.
walked your ass in there yourself. Okay,
That's still under distress.
it is very much under stress, but you let them know that,
Mm-hmm.
and I take
Mm-hmm.
that from B. B wasn't there. He goes in. He said, "Well, I don't even want to be here. I feel like I'm being harassed, and
Mm-hmm.
if I don't come here, I'm going to get a warrant." Like you just state
Mm-hmm.
everything. You state literally everything that you feel about why you're there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so justified to do so. Justified, equitable.
Mm-hmm. And like to go to mediation because they ordered mediation, and so for mediation, then like I had to like hound them. Okay, when is the media? When is, because they were like, okay, pick this date. That the first date I picked, they said wasn't available. So then I had to hound them after that. Okay, look, hello, this is coming up soon. When is this mediation? When, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. And so then the mediator finally contacts me and she's like, oh, and you have to pay $200. What do I have to pay $200 for? This is court ordered.
See, like here's the thing, right? I'm listening to all of this. What is a mediation? What is a mediator? These are things they come
Mm-hmm.
up. These are things that they come up with,
Mm-hmm.
and they
And
present it
so,
to you.
but I'm gonna have the
Sparkle,
mediator,
my love, my
gee,
love,
force them to give me
Sparkle,
the
my love.
information. Mm-hmm.
They they present it to you. UCC
Mm-hmm.
presentments. They present it to you like it's official business.
Mm-hmm.
They're presenting it to you like it's official business. Now, oh, well, we need to send you to a mediator. I'm sorry, Judge. A what? Can you
Mm-hmm.
define mediator, please, for the record? I guarantee you, if you go into that courtroom and you start asking that judge for the definitions of the words that he is speaking on the record,
Mhm.
you're going to see the judge, he's going to probably start talking words of contempt.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, judge.
I
What is
need
what
clarification because I don't
can you
understand.
can you define mediation?
Mhm.
I don't have this in my business schedule. This is not
Mhm.
how I normally do business. So, can you please define to me what do you mean by a mediation? So they're thinking that you're not competent enough to handle
Mhm.
your own affairs, right? They're
Mhm.
thinking that you're not competent enough to handle your own affairs. So they're going to appoint a mediator. They're going to appoint a public defender. They're going to appoint a competency hearing. They're
Mhm.
going to appoint all this stuff. I'm sorry, who is appointing this?
Mhm.
Well, they'll say things like we and they. I'm sorry, who is we and they?
Mhm.
I need names. I need delegations of authorities. I need appointments. I need
Mhm.
documents to establish credibility for these people who you're presuming to put over me
Mhm.
to make to use as evidence against me.
The thing is,
It,
is like even since it start like we didn't even have a court date.
what do you
So
mean?
it's like I haven't spoke to it like as far as the house goes. It was okay. Here's this. Okay, we're sending this to mediation. Um, and like they sent me paperwork.
Okay.
They didn't even there was like with the initial summons there was not a court date.
Okay.
Nope.
How did it progress then?
Um,
Did you
uh,
show up?
huh? There was
Did,
no. There was no court date to show up to.
okay, so then you got like a failure to appear or something.
No, there was no court date. Period. There was. It was. Hey, this is the summons, and then it was. Hey, we're sending you to mediation.
Okay, so what did the summons say?
Hmm? The summons just said that it was. That they were bringing a foreclosure case. Blah 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 blah, and to respond. Da, 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 da.
Date? They had to give you a date on the summons, or
No,
it's
no.
invalid.
There was no summons on it. It was
Okay,
just.
okay, that's invalid though. But I don't care. Like, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm gonna stand on, like from the point where I first did it until
Mm-hmm.
the point where I ever have to face it ever again. If I
Mm-hmm.
open up the mailbox, which I'm working on getting nothing in my name sent to
Mm-hmm.
my private domicile,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nothing
Mm-hmm.
in the name, not my
Mm-hmm.
name, but the name that I
Mm-hmm.
am the executor over,
Yeah.
is coming to my house. It all goes to my box
Mm-hmm.
because that's private affairs, okay?
And that was the thing too, is they didn't serve me with this. The process server saw my son outside who is 18, and served him. But the case is in my name. How, you didn't serve
So
me.
like, let me tell you, right? Let me tell you guys a
Mm-hmm.
story, and this is probably like 2021, maybe 2022. Someone showed up to the my house to serve someone in my family, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "I'm sorry, who are you?"
Mm-hmm.
My first question to him was, "Who are you? And
Mm-hmm.
why are you on my property?"
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I'm just here to I'm just looking for," and I said, "That's great. Who are you?" And I yelled it. And the third time I had to yell it to him. I said, "Man, who are you, bro? And
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing on my property?" And he goes, "Well, I'm with the DeKalb County." He had to say it after the third time.
Mm-hmm.
He had to say it after the third time.
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I'm with DeKalb County and I'm here to serve such and such." And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he
Mhm.
goes, I goes, who are you? And I go, I'm the owner of the house. I'm the co-owner of the house. And that's all you need to know. Please
Mhm.
vacate my property. And he turned around and left.
Mhm.
Get off my property, man. I don't want to do business with you.
Mhm.
And plus, I got the Fourth Amendment protected right, and I don't say it's given to me by the Fourth Amendment,
Mhm.
so it's protected, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
To privacy. And I don't got to tell you nothing. You better
Mhm.
come with a court order signed, sealed, and stamped, motherfucker, before I listen to anything you got to say.
Mhm. Like I said, they served my son, and I mean, my son's 18 years old. He was out walking his dog. He didn't know, like the guy just stopped and was like, "Hey, you know, you lit?" And my son was like, "Yeah." And he's like, are you at least 18?" And my son was like, "Yeah." And and he's like, "Okay, I need to serve you these papers." And but yet swore that
You
he,
identify?
huh?
Did you identify?
He didn't identify me. He only talked to my son.
So did the son identify you?
Um,
That's
I
probably
don't
what.
know. I don't know if he even asked my son. He asked my son how old he was. I don't know if he even asked my son if you know anything about me or anything else. Like, but even at that, he didn't serve me.
How old is the son?
He's 18, but and he asked him if he was at least 18, and he said, But I mean, my son didn't know any different. He didn't know
Those
like,
motherfuckers.
huh?
I'm sorry. Excuse my language, TikTok.
No.
You see how they made sure that he was of quote unquote competent
Mhm.
the age of competence in order to
Mhm.
provide information
Mhm.
as an informant, not as a like somebody who is testifying.
Mhm.
These people are known as informants.
Mhm.
Now, is an informant under oath? No.
Mhm.
Wouldn't informancy be hearsay?
Mhm. But yet he, but yet the process server swore that that he served me. You didn't serve me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can point out that defect if you have enough evidence, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And but the thing is, the evidence you build is not for the case that you're in because it's
Mhm.
their case, unless you
Mhm.
can, unless you can, like that's why I like the whole the cross claim thing. Like, here's the thing:
Mhm.
if you're in the court and you're going through it, you ain't got no DBAs or no power of attorneys. You ain't got nothing filed with the county. You
Mhm.
just going in there because these motherfuckers chose to write you a ticket.
Mhm.
And you like, well, I don't know what's going on, but I've been watching TikTok for X amount of years and I kind of know what's going on, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's like 90% of the people I talk to.
Mhm. It's
And
like,
I understand because that was me like 2 years ago.
mhm.
Because my first case, I got a lawyer and he beat it, but I had to pay the guy $8,000.
Yeah. And then
I don't
come to
got eight
find out,
thousand
you could
dollars
have
to
used
spend,
your bonds the whole time to beat the case to begin with.
right? So like that's another thing that we have to start getting into. People, we got to understand these bonds,
Mm.
right? Like I want to start hosting town halls to where we can all just get together and just talk about everything that we've learned. We can build off of each other's experiences
Mhm.
because I'm gonna go through my recordings because one of the people I talked to, and I keep saying this, and somebody else was, I guess I was on live or I was on Telegram or Zoom or something, and one of the people on there was like, "Yeah, I heard that." Like the guy said he went into the courtroom and started asking about the bonds,
Mhm.
and the prosecutor just packed up his briefcase and left.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go through my recordings and I'm gonna make a post about it. It might get me banned, who knows?
Yusuf L has some stuff about it. High frequency.
right? But like I'm talking about real life stuff that happened,
Mhm.
right? That doesn't make it to YouTube. So we got to put it
Right.
on TikTok before we get
Yep.
banned.
But he has a couple different YouTube videos about like the GSA bonds and everything like that, so that just to get more information as far as if people need to know like what they are, how they are, that sort of thing, and then
Like I just recently got my hands on Don Kalam's book and I'm gonna pump it because it's a short read. It's a short but very potent read on how the bonds work in the courtroom. Now, if I ever find myself going back into that courtroom, I'm going to put all of that into all of the briefs. I don't like to call them pleadings. I like to call them briefs, okay,
mhm,
because they are briefs. Every brief that I put into that or file into that court case
mhm,
going to be very specific into things that I read in that book. Now, I only read it once, and then it's like a very short read, and then it goes into all the forms that you need to go. It's a great book. It's a great book. Now, I love to reach out to him to make it a little bit more professional looking, because that's what I do.
mhm.
But it's a great book. If you can get your hands on that, Don Kalam, My Word is My Bond. Great fucking book, people. If you guys want to keep talking about the bond, if you guys want to keep talking the bonds, the guy goes into everything in that book.
Mhm.
What act should everybody be reading?
What's that? What's up, Moon?
What a
What
what
up,
act
yo?
should should everybody be reading?
Trading with the enemy.
Thank you.
It
So
starts with
the
that. And it
reason why I
starts.
say that is because it starts with that. If you're not reading the Trading with the Enemy Act, you're not gonna find out why there is no standing if you're a U.S. citizen. You're not gonna understand why you get railroaded in court or why they can do these processes such as Sparkle went through, where they served her 18-year-old son.
Mhm.
Trading with the Enemy Act deems you a corruption of blood, and they corrupt your blood by putting your name in all caps, and then they deem you an enemy, belligerent, combatant, and rebel. So it doesn't matter what you say or how you stand. If you're still considered a U.S. citizen, you're an enemy, belligerent, combatant, rebel. And it doesn't matter what these people look into or how they do it. You're just going to be the next sovereign citizen fail video.
Exactly. Exactly. You're gonna go in there arguing, and they're gonna treat you like an enemy, combatant, rebel. Say it again, Moon.
Mhm.
Cause I can't regurg like I can't
Enem- it's enemy, belligerent, combatant, and rebel.
Mhm.
That's
see.
what the Trading with the Enemy Act. Because you're a belligerent by coming in there trying to argue.
That's
You're
right.
an enemy by definitely trying to argue and put your point. Like I deserve rights, I deserve rights. But what people aren't understanding is so they have that thing in law where it says if you don't express your rights, you don't have none. But so that's true. But at the same time, being deemed an enemy, belligerent, combatant, and rebel, you don't have rights if you're a U.S. citizen. People don't seem to understand this. You
Mhm.
don't have rights. You have privileges and um, benefits and privileges. If you receive Social Security payouts, that's a benefit or a privilege. If you get food stamps, that's a benefit or a privilege.
Mhm.
Right? If
So
you if you receive mail,
people are in there. Yeah,
Moon,
if
if you
you're
receive
getting all
mail
this
at
stuff
your home, that is a benefit and a privilege.
or a
And that's how they
privilege.
get
Yes, exactly.
everybody. I don't care if you
Well, that's the
correct
point.
your
That's why this
status.
system is ingenious. That's why
Right.
the system is ingenious, is because it's putting you, no matter what you do, no matter which way you turn, you're in all these different and separate contracts. So no matter what you do, you are an enemy, belligerent, combatant, and rebel. Period. Trading with the Enemy Act, the I have them written down. I just wrote them down on my lunch break. But yeah,
Everybody's
you're a belligerent. It
everybody's
doesn't
ad
matter what you go try to go inside. Go ahead.
no, but like everybody's address, like this is the way I think of it. Everyone's address at your home that you live at, that you receive mail at, everyone's address is a military post.
Mhm.
But that military post is an enemy of the state.
Mhm.
And don't shoot the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger. Please allow the messenger to deliver the post.
Mhm.
I mean, go back and watch the movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State. All he did was meet up with somebody. That's all he did. He was in the general vicinity of somebody that they deemed not good. And what did they do? They deemed him an enemy of the state. They ruined his life. They put stuff in the news to make it look like he was crazy.
Mhm.
All
He was
kinds of
running the
stuff.
street. He was running through the street butt ass naked.
Exactly. So the point is that it doesn't matter how many times you go into court expressing what you're trying to express, if you're still considering yourself a U.S. citizen. Like there's so many videos where the
I don't
person
live
though they're
within 10
spewing their
miles.
spew.
I don't live within 10 miles of the District of DC.
Exactly. Exactly.
If there's videos where people are spewing their spew, and all the judge says is, "Do you have an address? What's your address?"
Mhm.
Like
Why
where do
did he
you
do
live?
that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Do you have a
Mhm.
phone number? What's your address? Your address. Oh, does it have a zip code? Oh, the zip code. You do have a zip code.
No, I'm
5-digit
down.
zip code. Oh, oh, bet guaranteed. You're in the federal territory. You're a U.S. citizen. Cool. Contempt of court. 10 days. You guys got to go back to reading.
Have you ever?
I've been getting that drilled in my head for months, and it's sad to say nobody wants to do it, and it's sad to say nobody wants to take heed to it. But in the end, it's what we got to do. We got to go back and read these acts, these treaties, these specific things to prove to ourselves what it is,
Have you
because
ever
we have no
Googled?
standing.
Have you
Well,
ever Googled how many zip codes Washington D.C. has?
how many?
It's like pages and pages and pages and pages and pages.
Within the 10-mile square?
If you put it, what's the zip code for Washington of D.C.? And there's like hundreds.
Right, because here's the thing. All of the zip codes exist within that 10-mile square.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They just extended out over the states fictitiously. Is that a word?
Uh-huh. Mm, fictitiously. Uh-huh.
Fictitiously. Say it again.
Fictitiously. Uh-huh.
Fictitiously,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they imbue that upon you through the zip code. Right? So if you put that zip code on your address, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like think about soldiers. Every soldier needs to get dressed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to start listening to the words that they're using. You know what I
It's
mean?
why you have to make sure that you put non-domestic next to your zip code.
You got to do it. I mean, that's in my header. In everything I send out, I have my header. My header goes at the top. That means anything underneath that understands me,
Mm-hmm.
stands underneath me. In everything you send out, you put your shit at the top. You put your
Mm-hmm.
letterhead. You're the head of the letter.
Mm-hmm.
You stand over. Like just take like letterhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say, I'm the head of the letter. Understand? I
No,
stand over you.
nobody wants that though. Difficult. They just want to freaking. Can I get a car? Can you show me how to get a car? Can you show me how to get a house?
I
How
can't
about
even
the
lie.
private account? How about the account? Oh, I
I can't
just want money.
I can't
Oh,
even
you're telling me I gotta read? Fuck, bud.
I can't even lie.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I get it though. I get it though, but I can't even lie because I'm one of them. Because My mama deserves a new car. Now, do I
Mhm.
want to go down there and spend my mama's hard-earned money that she done earned her whole life, or do I want to learn how to
Mhm.
know what's going on so I can go in there and I can
Mhm.
not only be in the right standing and position, but know everything that I need to know when I walk in there.
Mhm.
But
Like,
even the teacher said that all that will come in time. All that will come in time. Period. Like as
right,
long as you're doing,
in
you
time.
already know you're in that spot just as I'm in that spot. It all comes
Absolutely.
in the proper time and circumstance.
Mhm.
So the problem is that people want the shit now, and then they're so conditioned to having fast food restaurants,
Mhm.
Starbucks, instant coffee, instant food, uh, like Ampu says, beans and rice, instant rice, add water, and it's done.
Well,
Mhm.
They did that shit for a reason though. That's what you guys gotta understand.
Mhm.
They
I've
did
got
that shit because they want you to be like feel that way. They want you to have that kind of condition in your mind.
Mhm.
cookie cutter, right?
Yeah.
But no, but like Moon, I get it though, because here's the thing. Like, I like I like cookie cutters, bro. Right?
Mhm.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I come from the world of programming to where you can automate 90% of everything that you do. And
Mhm.
you just sit back with your feet up and watch it make
Yeah,
money.
but you had to go through that and learn that. You see what I'm saying? Like you had to make a cognitive decision. This is what I'm going to for what I want to learn. And then you went and learned it, and then you were able to perform in it. So you see what I'm saying? Like it's all about acts and performances.
Correct. It's
Mhm.
all about doing.
You either act a specific way or you perform a specific way. It's that simple.
Correct. Like, I don't like using the word act. I like using the word do. Like, if you want it done, you better do it yourself, right? Just do it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but in the public,
if
what is everybody doing?
exactly,
Acting.
come on,
The
Moon.
world is the world is but a show. The
Right?
whole
So,
world
like,
is but a show.
in the world of actors, you're the only one that's doing. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? You're the only one that brings facts into the courtroom. Period. You are the only one that can bring facts into the courtroom because no one there has firsthand knowledge. No one in that courtroom has firsthand knowledge,
Mhm.
except for the witnesses they bring in there. But they even bring victims as witnesses to provide testimony for the state who's bringing charges against you fraudulently.
Mhm.
Now they're using the victims as witnesses, even in your case, Moon.
Yeah, but just like Ampu sweated us down last night, it's all fiction. It's nothing.
Mhm.
It's
So
all sleight of hand. It's
what
magic.
these people need to understand though is that they need to learn that this is all fiction. And in order to do what you got to do, you need to put yourself in the proper position. Or else you're
What's
just talking bullshit and
what's
capping like Ampu always says.
and like what they say is you got to read because when you start reading it, you can start to decipher the magic spells. Ipsornum ex. What do they use? Right? Corpus electi. What does that mean?
Mhm.
That sounds like somebody waving their magic wand.
They're just speaking tongues.
Exactly. That Latin shit, bro. That's the word of the tongues, bro. That's that black magic stuff, bro. And we know they
We don't
speaking
need to
legal.
we don't need to get stuck on that. Yes, this is going to be a spiritual journey and it's going to be a journey in general. But like we don't need to get stuck on the fact that they're speaking black magic or they're doing necromancy in the courtroom because that's all the courtrooms are for is ghosts. I'm
Necromancy.
starting to understand that because I sat last night before I went to bed and I read some shit. And I'm starting to understand it more. I'm starting to overstand it more.
Mhm.
It's
So
not meant for the living people.
Mhm.
And the fact that the public schools um they call us by that name And then you get a certain age, and your mom or your parents show you your birth certificate, and you're like, hey, yeah, that's my name.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you go to court and they call you by that name, your immediate response is to, without even thinking twice about it, yeah, that's me.
Right,
We've
because
been
what is your name?
conditioned, folks,
What is your name?
because
Mm-hmm.
What is your name?
that's not my name.
I mean, it's not my name. It's their name because they created it, right? And that which one creates
Exactly.
controls.
Exactly.
But I am the beneficial owner of that name.
Mm-hmm.
I am the only one that is heir to that name.
No, because just like our
Name is
teachings
the
have
one that
shown
can.
us, we're not the owner. We're not the owner. We're just
No, no,
the managed control and operator.
no. Not the owner, but the beneficial owner.
Mm-hmm.
Like people keep calling themselves the beneficiary. No, you're the beneficial owner. Just like I've got trust set up now. I've got trusts set up, right? And I'm gonna have like a little town hall about it. I've got trust, right? And the trusts, for lack of better terms, do business with the LLC. If you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the trusts don't have beneficiaries. My trusts have beneficial owners of of I can't really talk about it. I can't talk about it. I sign NDAs. I can't really talk about it. But just know that you are the beneficial owner of that interest in that property
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. And that, to me, that's that Marty Bird Ozark way of handling business in the public. If you have to.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you want to have something that's strictly private to where, I mean, I'm not going to be able to sell guns privately. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like, I mean, that's what these people are doing. They know how to get money in, put it in that little safe that's underneath that underground safe. Like if you ever seen the movie Casino, he had the underground safe in his closet, right? In his walk-in closet. You pull up the carpet and there's a safe right there. You know how to hide. It's not about hiding the money. It's all about
Keep.
protecting your money
Mm-hmm.
because it's your property. It is your property of which you if of which you are the beneficial owner of. Can't nobody else step up in that courtroom and say, "I have rights to claim this property."
Mm-hmm.
There's no one else. There is no one else because your footprint gave right to that property. If it wasn't for your footprint,
Mm-hmm.
that property would not exist in your name. In your name, your likeness of your name.
Mm-hmm.
Now give me back my shit. But like here's the thing. When you come from the right position, you're not being combative about it. You're like, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I think that some people have been trespassing upon my estate and I just really want my property back. You're coming from a position where, oh, I've been wronged and I just want to do right. I just want to be done right. I have been wrong, so that means it's warranted, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means it's warranted. You're not bringing an unwarranted claim. So when they come to your house, don't they need a warrant?
Mm-hmm.
So if you come at them, you better be warranted.
I'm seeking remedy for for being unjust.
I like the word restitution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a remedy is a request or a right. And we don't have rights as U.S. citizens until you're in the proper status, standing in position.
So it, like they say, you can either say restitution. I like to seek restitution because a restitution is a form of relief.
Right.
Because when you get restitution,
Mm-hmm.
now I can relax. You've
Mm-hmm.
you've been given relief, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been
Unless you're the
relieved.
one paying it. Unless you're
You
the one paying.
well, like, but the thing is, if it's equitable, and
Mm-hmm.
you can only receive relief through equity, okay? And then you can sit down and be like, right? And think about the word relieve, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been relieved of duty. It's
Mm-hmm.
all military shit. It's all military shit.
Mm-hmm.
You've been relieved of duty. Now you can sit down. Let me drink my lemonade, read my snooze paper. That's what my daddy used to call it, his snooze paper,
Mm-hmm.
right? And just enjoy life, motherfucker. Let me go hug a tree. But at the same
Wait,
time,
hold up. Someone's reading?
what in the comments? What they say?
Because you said read the snooze paper because your dad called it a snooze paper. I'm like, wait, hold up. Somebody was reading?
It's crazy. My dad was a reader, but like my dad was born 1934, bro. Motherfuckers used to read back then because outside of reading, you probably had a radio, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how many choice books you read?
Right. Hey, people found a way to occupy their mind, and reading was the best way to do it back then, right? But then they came out with the TV and the radio, and now we had something that could shift our focus from actually ingesting knowledge and being told knowledge and being told like the game is to be sold, not told, bro. They keeping everything from you and then they sell it back to you by way of licenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Registrations, right? Insurance policies.
Mm-hmm.
It's all being sold back to you.
Yep.
The game is to be sold, not told, baby. Because it's all a game. So when you go into that courtroom, it's a game. And I keep watching the court cases because it hurts my heart now because I'm like, oh man, this dude is a sovereign citizen. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, this chick, whoever it is, they are a sovereign citizen. And that's why you
I
don't
have to clap back on that though because nobody's a sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen is an oxymoron. So nobody can be a sovereign citizen. It's just what they call it to cause confusion for the people trying to learn this information.
correct. And like, so that's the thing, right? Moon, what have we been told? Right? Don't take your ass in there. Because if you take your ass in there, now you're trying to bring fact to fiction. And that's an oxymoron. And what do they treat you like when you go in there? A fucking oxymoron. Look at this moron.
Yep.
And you go in there, but like the thing is, if you have to go in there, don't go in there like a sovereign citizen. You go in there backed by your paperwork and you don't say anything unless you're talking about your paperwork. You don't say anything unless you're talking about your paperwork.
Yeah, but in our case, our paperwork gives us the opportunity and the authority to not have to go in there at all. So, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So like in my perspective, when I get to that point, my paperwork does the job for me. I don't have to walk in.
Correct. When I get to that point, you just said that. Once you get to that point, and I'm not even sure I'm at that point, but I've got enough shit filed that I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna stand on my square. You understand? And I don't care what y'all say that I'm not. I'm telling you what I am because you're not officials, you're servants.
Mhm.
So I don't know when these servants turned into officials to where they're acting from a point of servitude to a point of authority.
Mhm.
When did that happen? Trading with the enemy act, people. Trading with the enemy act. That's when it started happening because they started selling off the land, the agricultural land of America. And I don't know if you guys know how much land is in America. The land we stand on that extends beyond the radius that you can ever imagine. It's barren land out there, people. There's only cities. Have you ever played Sims? The game Sims,
Mhm.
right? You can see how there's a city right here, and there's all this barren land out there that you can occupy at some point in time if you just have enough points to spread your municipality upon the land. And those municipalities come with what? Statutes,
Mhm.
codes, ordinance, regulations. So if you live within the confines of their municipality, right? So say for instance, John Gotti to the point where he had a whole county and he called it John Gotti County. So the state court of John Gotti County pulled you into his court and he said, "Look, I'm appoint the state court of John Gotti County appoints this judge to overhear your court case. And then I also appoint this prosecutor. And if you need a public defender, I've got a whole team of public defenders. I mean, I grew up with these guys. They're good guys, right?
Mhm.
And what does the judge say? They're very qualified. They're all bar licensed attorneys. They use the word license. And I'm like, I'm sorry, judge. I checked the state license commission, and I haven't seen anything about a bar card or an attorney license anywhere in the state license commission. So are you talking about a private member association maybe? And what do they tell you when you go into the courtroom? What do they tell you? What do they tell you? I'm going to have to hold you to the if you're going to go pro se, I'm going to have to hold you to the same standards as I would an attorney. What does that tell you? That means that they only function by their own rules. There's no due process. There is no due process. There is no due process in their courts.
Mhm.
That's why you don't go.
Mhm.
That's why you just send them. If they send you a summons, send it back. And don't accept nothing through email, people. You send them something in writing and you send them cease and desist all emails and you send me everything by the post. Let's get the postmaster involved. Let's get the post office involved.
Mhm.
Let's have a third party witness. And when you start sending in your motions or anything, don't file it in person. You file it by a process server. The way due process intended. And you can do it through a notary. The same way you get your documents notarized, you tell the notary, I need you to send this to them and return back to me a certificate of service notarized by you. and I'll keep it for my records. You take it to your house, scan that bitch, and keep that shit for your records. It's all about building a case against them because every time they bring you into that courtroom, all you are focused on doing is gathering evidence on how they are depriving you of due process of law, which is depriving you of your rights.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get out that courtroom, Moon, tell them what to do. Moon, I'm gonna let you tell them.
Well, I need a little bit more of what you're trying to have me tell him.
When you get enough time to do what? Get your affairs in order. What do you need to do, Moon?
Oh, you need to set your office up. And if you don't know what that means, go check out AMPU. Become the executor of the named estate.
You hold the highest office. You hold the highest office of the, I'm just gonna say it, the highest office of the estate, right? Because your name is written on every court document that's in there. Your name is written on every court document, and that name is abandoned property because you haven't taken control of it. So they're taking your name and putting it all over indictments, accusation letters, bonds, security, everything you could imagine. Your name is all over that. But if your name is on it, just like Spark, I think Sparky, you was just talking about them loan documents. Your
Mm-hmm.
name is all over that shit. But until you can control that name,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a name and the name is property of the estate.
Mm-hmm.
The name is property of the estate. Now, if you can control the estate, what can you do with that name?
Mm-hmm.
Now, but if you have no control over that name and you got a court case coming up in 2 months and you like, man, I don't know nothing about no names and no estates, man. I ain't trying to learn all of that. I'm just trying to somebody to hold my hand, right, Moon? Right? Let's get you through that court case.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get you through that motherfucking court case. Get you in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Get you in there, and hopefully when you get in there, now, hopefully when you get in there, you can when you start asking the right questions, you can see how it's all fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't help anybody get out of their court case because you know what I mean. Like in my perspective and in my experience, nobody's there to help me. I gotta figure this out on my own. I gotta go into these books and read on my own. Before I even met
Found me
Mr.
too late.
Difficult, I was in these books.
You
I was
found me
in
too
these
late,
books,
Moon.
figuring
I,
it out on my own. Nah, I wouldn't say that because we all agreed yesterday that I still have a little bit of time. So I'm just
but
trying
I'm
not to
saying,
let that false evidence
but
appearing real
before you
to
went
get
into
a
your
hold of me.
but before you went into your last hearing, right? If you had someone like me, I don't want to put the spotlight on me, right? But shit, it's my life and it's shit. I got control of the goddamn spotlight. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But if you like Moon, if if I was at where I was at right now when you went through that last hearing, I would have been like, bro, I would have told you, it's all fiction. So you stick on fiction.
Yeah, but you got to think though too though. I was around you around my last hearing, but you weren't at the spot you are at now. Like we're literally like maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks split from each other. We'll just say that in both of our positions, because
Yes, sir.
you just finished that class, and I had started the next class. So you're literally like 4 weeks ahead of me in your way of thinking, in your new point of view. We'll say because you were in the same spot as I was the other day. Like fuck, I don't want to go to jail. Da 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 da. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
But now you know that that's not possible. Now you're aware on how high that
I don't
position
know it.
is.
I don't know it. Right now it's a belief because it hasn't been put down in cement, and I don't got the receipts to file in my filing cabinet. You see what I'm saying? I don't have that right now. So right
Yeah,
now
but you have the shit filed in the county though. But you have
I
things
do,
filed
but
in the county though. So
I
you're
don't I do
you're
not.
expecting a letter of thank you, congratulations, you're in your spot, and that's not gonna happen. We got to be real here.
Correct. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
if you want to get it done, you got to do the work. If you want to get
Well,
it done,
exactly, and
if you want to get it done, you got to do. You got to do.
that's why I plan on doing.
Right. I love it,
Because
man.
at the end of the day, everybody's by themselves. You know what I mean? Everybody's by themselves. Yeah, we have Mr. Difficult, who I appreciate Mr. Difficult for giving up his time. He's got a busy life, but
Thank
he
you,
still
brother.
finds the time to give up. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. If it wasn't for you, I'd have never met Ampu, and if it wasn't for Ampu, I wouldn't have been in these lives like I am.
I love
I
you too.
appreciate everybody that I've met throughout this whole journey that I've been going through.
Mhm.
And yeah, y'all caught me on a weak moment last night. That's cool. I ain't tripping. But what did I do after I got off with freaking B? Right after I got off with B, I
Oh, when
freaking
I
went
fell
and started
asleep,
reading.
I fell
Yeah, that's why.
asleep.
That's why I came in here like, "What's up, sleepyhead?" You had people going in there like, "What's up, Mister Difficult?" I had to comment and be like, "Yeah, he's sleeping." Me and B took over.
Right, but that's cool too, though, right?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I mean. Like, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And I appreciate everybody who's helped me along the way because if we would have talked about this, not this time last year, but we'll just say last year, before pre-January, we'll say I was freaking out. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
I was freaking out. I
yeah,
was tripping.
yeah.
Because I'm hearing one thing, and then I'm hearing another thing, and then I'm hearing another thing, and then I'm hearing another thing from all these liars, these professional liars, and I was tripping. But something in my heart told me, like, nah, there's something about this. Like, just keep looking, just keep looking, just keep reading. Ask yourself these questions. Figure out, answer that question, and move on to the next one. I
Seek
even
and
had
ye
my
shall find.
I even had my cousin send me. He found a criminal law book, right, for my state, and he went and he sent it to my daughter because that's his goddaughter. He sent it with her when he dropped her off after taking her for the weekend, and I went and started reading that for a while. But then, like I said, I had to be brought on to you guys, and then I got brought on to Ampu, and he gave me a specific point of view by proving and helping me understand that this is all fiction. It's just fiction. It's like Monopoly on a Monopoly board. And you know what's funny too is if you think about Monopoly, how many times does the game end because people got pissed off?
Yes,
because one player got all the fucking properties
yes.
and they're just banking on everybody.
I don't know if
So you
anybody.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like Moon, I don't know if anybody's played Monopoly anytime soon. But Monopoly used to
I
break
mean,
up
if people have kids, they've
families
had to
back
have
in the
played it.
day.
Bro, I mean, I've played Monopoly to the point where it would just kept going. And and because it just kept going, it was like at one point one person gives up. There's always that one person who gives up because they end up losing all their properties and then they start landing on everybody else's property, so they're forced to pay
But that's a
and pay
strategy. That's a
and pay
strategy. That's a
until
strategy.
they're broke.
No, but like Moon, that's a strategy in Monopoly. In order to like get everyone's property, you let them build it up, but you get the key spots.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people play Monopoly and they don't even know the exact rules. Nobody reads the instructions. Because
Right.
I was on a live not that long ago where Honey Drop was saying that there's actually different rules when it first came out than what it is, than the way that most people play now.
So has anybody heard
And
of?
you could even become a borrower too, or you can become a lender, or people would want to become the banker because they can lend out money. I'll lend you this for that.
Now I want to put something out there to the people. Like I call this town hall, okay? Now, here's the thing. Did you all just hear what Moon just said? They're putting in banking terms into the Monopoly game now.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting banking terms into the Monopoly game. Y'all, we need to start playing Monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
No, it
We
wasn't
need
that
to,
they are putting
we
it in there. It was that they used to have it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they took it
And I
out.
don't know. You could. No, I don't know because you could probably read the instructions for Monopoly and it might still be in there. Like I said, a lot of people who play Monopoly nowadays don't read the instructions. This goes back to reading is fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they read the
Readers create
cards and they
leaders.
pick up.
Remember?
Like if you don't Monopoly, when you move, sometimes you got to pick a card up and read like the law that you need to execute in order to uh, acquire the property or move forward. Or like Monopoly, is some real ass shit though.
Mm-hmm.
Monopoly is some real ass shit. Like I'm about to go get a Monopoly board tomorrow. Fuck that.
Well, they gave that to the people for a reason. It came. I think it came
Exactly.
out around the same time. I think it was like 30 between 33 and 40 is when it came out. Shit,
Correct.
if not, it might have came out. It might have came out in the 20s.
But like
I'd
if you
have
think
to look that up.
about today, they've got all different forms of disclosure right now, right? Hollywood, you know, TV, radio, internet. They can have us thinking, right? Like, so let me ask everybody a question. And I'm sorry, like, I'm not good with the comments, man. I'm so not good with the comments. Excuse me, I'm so sorry about that. But think about it. How old were you when you got your first job, right? And who told you that you had to file for taxes? How old were you when you was first told that you had to file for taxes? Because what I've learned is the moment you file for taxes, that makes you a taxpayer. And if you never file for taxes,
Yeah, but
that does not make
like
you a
other people say,
taxpayer.
like we didn't know, we were told. So and they were told and they were told and they were told. It goes down back the line.
The
But
game is
somebody in the comments just responded to when Monopoly came out. Monopoly came out in 35. So think about that. What happened before that? Trading with the Enemy Act,
right,
the Emergency Banking Relief Act. You see what I'm saying?
right?
That shit all happened in 33. The
Because
goal, the whole thing was changed. The whole system was changed. And what did they do? Because the elites, they follow a system, and their system is they have to tell you in plain sight without telling you.
and
So let's release this game.
what essentially happened? What essentially happened? The war bankrupted the country.
I got it written down right here.
The war bankrupted the
I
country.
got it right here. What happened before that? Well, the bankruptcy happened in the 1800s. So
But all the constant wars keep bankrupting the company. Like, have you ever heard of the jackals? Like, I don't know if
you
anybody
got the
like
you got the Trading with the Enemy Act, the War Powers Act, and the Emergency Banking Relief Act. All happened in 1933.
yep.
So then Monopoly comes out in 1935, which has banking terms within it. And then there's some stuff in there where if you fuck up or if you end up messing up, excuse my French, you're an enemy and you do not pass go, you do not collect $200, you go straight to jail.
Right, because like
Trading with the Enemy Act.
if you think of how the military operates, right? They've got things like honor, right? Dishonor, right? What happens when you get ejected from the military? They use words like honor or a dishonorable discharge, right? And then we see the same terms in the UCC codes, right?
You see it you see the same term with being dishonorable by going into court and doing things out of procedure.
right? Through the codes, though. It's all coded.
See, what the thing is that people are too busy trying to argue in courts, or they're trying to not even argue. They just want to try to put these people in check in courts. Because that was my fundamental thought process: is I just want to put these people in check. But then I had to go and learn, and it didn't click with me until I got in my class. Now I got in my class and I realized that I have to have the proper status, standing in position. Because once I'm in that position, guess what? They're all in check. Nice
Correct.
try. Thank you. Come again.
But the thing is, here's the
And all
thing.
I had to do was send an office to office correspondence.
Here's the thing, though. And like, you thinking like a boss right now. You're thinking like a boss. Because when you know that you're the boss, when you know you're the boss, then you can start thinking like the boss.
But that's only because we're told to renew our mind, and you got to realize how powerful we are.
Right? But
You got
like,
to know who you are.
and like I'll tell you, man, when I sat through that court case and that judge just cattle prodded all of these people through there, I can see that most people are not thinking like they are the boss. They're thinking that this person sitting up on this throne is above them. Where we know
Well, but
that
that's a
all men
psychological
and women are
tactic.
created equal under God, not
Yeah,
under
and they
men
do
and
that
women.
they use psychology against us. That's a psychological tactic. They put that fool in a higher above seat while you're sitting in a lower above table as defendant or petitioner. And then what do you think? Because he's up there in his higher seat, he's above you.
Like, I think
But
that's
like
all
you
very
said,
fully.
you just said it a couple minutes ago when you write your stuff, you put your shit at the top because everybody else under you understands you. They stand under you.
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
that's where the renewing of the mind comes, because now you understand or overstand or understand that once your whole area or your whole situation is at the top of your heading. That's why they call it a heading.
I
Once you
have a
put your
letter.
shit at the top of your heading,
I have a
you're
letterhead.
you're at the top.
Anything I send out, I put my letterhead at the top of it.
Well, yeah, because now you are thinking like a boss, and now you know
Correct.
that you're at the top,
Correct.
and that everybody else stands under you.
Correct. Correct.
The president doesn't go into court. You see what I'm saying? Now they might have the former
Unless he's a
president do
former
that.
president.
They might have a former president do that, but at the end of the day, just like Ampu says, like they can't do nothing. He just does these certain things, and it ends up getting kicked down the curb. The can gets moved. I mean, how many times was the can moved?
I'm gonna
If he
risk,
was a normal Joe, if he was a normal Joe, he would have got convicted within the fucking couple months.
I'm gonna risk getting banned on this one, Moon. And I'm gonna build off everything you're saying. Here's the thing, right? If you are the executor, right? So say for instance, so the way they usually portray the executor is someone over someone's estate that just passed away. So you assign an executor to manage all of the estate's affairs, even on all the books, and distribute anything that needs to go to the heirs and all of that stuff. That's the way it works, okay? But the thing is, you can do it while you're alive. You don't have to wait till you die. So anything out there that has the name that has your likeness is property. Like I'm trying to like I don't want the chess piece to move over. I don't want to get banned or anything, but anything that name that has your likeness on it, your family name, your given name, your clan name, whatever you want to call it, it was made for your from your likeness. It has your footprint on it. Man, woman, I don't care what you came out, what you popped out as. It has your footprint on it. You are the grantor. Without you, there would be no estate. Okay? Without you, there would be no estate. There would be nothing that they can charge. Right? Why do they want your name? Why do they want your name? They need your name and they need your date of birth in order to corroborate you against the 3,000 other people who have the same name as you. It's all about cooperation. And then if you got an address that they can further corroborate it against, they got you. They know exactly where to pinpoint you. They can identify you. Not you, but what the entity that they can charge. Because it's not you, it's not your flesh and blood body. That's why I say if I go into court, I don't use the word in person, I say in flesh. I'm the dust of the earth and I'm showing up. I'm self-evident, people. I am self-evident. You can see me with your own eyes. You know that I'm here. I don't have to appear. I am here. Man, these folks got me so mad as fuck, man. I tell you, man, I like swear to God, these motherfuckers got me so mad, bro.
Why?
Because they bring you in there under false pretenses. And you don't know anything about what's going on, so you cannot rebut their claims.
Once again, though, like we've been told multiple times, it's not personal, it's business. So you're getting your personal feelings into it for no reason, and you know this.
No, Moon, like I can't help it though, man. I'm light-skinned, man.
Hey, I get it. I can't help it either. I had a weak moment yesterday. But at the same time, that's because we have to understand who we are. We are above them. Period. The end, period.
Period. Speak on, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been told this multiple times. That's why I don't trip on Apple when he gets mad at us. Because we have to understand who we are. And if we don't comprehend or understand who we are, then we're just going to be doing this stuff for nothing. That's why they say, that's why they all say, don't step into this shit if you don't know what you're doing. Like, for example, we got someone who's saying that they have all these EINs, and it's like, well, did you do that because you were told, or did you do that because you understand? Or do you understand how to manage, control, and operate?
Because they will test you, right?
Yeah, but like, that's what I don't get, is all these people are like doing all these things, and I almost did the same shit. But I had to stop because I realized that you got to figure out what you want to do. If you want to operate in commerce, then go do the commerce thing. UCC 1s and 3s and trusts and all that, cool. But make sure you have an understanding of what you're doing, or else it ain't going nowhere. You're just doing all these processes for nothing. Just like our teacher tells us all the time. All these people are worried about processes and they're trying to get a bag, and it's pointless if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
And everybody tells you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going off my point.
I was just gonna say, like you said, our teacher. Like, I want to build on what Moon just said. He said our teacher. Like, here's the thing, right? It's very hard in order to do so, but we all have to find our mentors. Right? And it's a mentor, like they tell you the most successful people have mentors.
Well, yeah, and I learned all that shit with fucking entrepreneurship, because I was diving into that for a while. I wanted to become an entrepreneur and get the bag, become a millionaire, the whole 9-bit, until I had to realize that there's no such thing as money. Money isn't real. It's all fiat. It's all fucking debt. It's all nothing.
I call it restitution.
The only thing that you have that's of any substance is credit, until they bring back gold and silver.
I call it restitution. If I went into that dealership, okay? and I signed those documents in order to get my shiny prize, which is my new car that I can afford to go to work and even able to pay for the car, right? Because that's what I went through with every car loan that I've ever been through. Now, I want to know. I just want to know how many documents are bearing my name and what kind of beneficial interest do I have in every single document that is bearing my name. And I don't know the
But
codes
what
yet.
is it?
I'm working
But
on learning the codes.
but
Go
what
ahead.
does it matter though? Because once you have your executive letter, you just send that to everybody. And what does it say in that letter? It says any
Boom,
security, anything that bears the name needs to
boom.
be surrendered. Therefore,
My brother. If I send that, if I send that letter, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I just send them that letter, right? I want to know that I'm the beneficial owner of anything on any of those documents that is bearing my name. I know that I have an interest in those documents. I just want my cut.
you got to reread them.
There, there is nothing wrong
Well,
with. There is nothing wrong with that.
okay, and I'm not saying there is anything wrong with that, but there is no money. So what cut do you want?
So right now, money is representing by labor. So like, I don't know about you, but I've worked 23 years of my life. I'm trying to get back what's owed to me.
I'm working right now.
I know, and you are due back that labor, nigga. Do you understand what
I
I'm
get
saying?
that, but
You are due back.
but yes,
Hold
but
on.
once you are, go for it.
You are due back that labor because everything that they generate is off of your labor, full faith and credit of the American people. Everything that you
But that's
do is based off of your labor. But you
once
don't
a
have a
thing. Once
benefit.
again, Mr. Difficult.
No, but you
Once
don't have a
again,
no, 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 no. You don't have a beneficial interest in your labor. You don't have a
I'm
beneficial
not
interest
saying
in
that. That's not what I'm saying. But once you have full faith and credit, and you have that authenticated BC to give you that gives you the full faith and credit, what does it matter? You can just endorse that shit and send it to the treasury, and then you ain't got to worry
right,
about working. And
right.
then
No,
anything else you make on the side is all you,
well, I
tax
don't.
excluded.
I don't have all those pieces in place, but I'm working on putting those chess pieces in place. You know what I mean?
But see, that's the thing is you're working on getting them in place. But once they're in place, then it doesn't matter. You already have it.
Right, but it,
This is why I say I understand what our mentor said when he
but
said
but
stop chasing the
until
bag, stop chasing the cut, because it's all
but
gonna come in due time.
but until it doesn't matter though. Until it doesn't matter, it does matter because they bring matters against us all the time in these courthouses.
Yeah, but as long as you are, so for example, we'll put it this way: you already have your shit filed in the counties, right?
I do, I
So
do.
now you just need to focus on getting everything else situated. And once you get your other chess pieces that you just explained you're trying to get situated, once you get them situated, it doesn't matter if they bring a claim against you. Send a letter. That's the power. Some people,
I've already
there's a
sent the letter.
famous
Like
quote.
like I told you, like
There's a famous quote. Yeah, yeah, we talked about it. And so you see what I'm saying? They responded to you right away.
no, they didn't. Like it hasn't even been received yet. I sent the letter to the court. I sent the letter, okay, but like I sent it registered mail, right? Almost it's been over 2 weeks ago. I sent it. It's still moving through the network as far as the tracking services is involved. It's moving through the network, and I sent it priority. I wanted to get there in 2 days. It's been 2 weeks.
Just purchased something with priority metal and it's been taking a week. But you know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
just something
So
we
I'm
got to
like,
deal with until we get that them chess pieces in play. And then
well,
once
like,
they're in play, it's the power.
Well, like I don't know about y'all, but like since my mail didn't receive, and I was told that it would get there within 2 days, I'm like researching on ways to get my money back.
But see that once again, you're trying to fight it. Stop trying to fight. That's just like being an enemy belligerent combatant.
No, like let me ask you something. If I told you I was gonna cut your lawn, okay, this is like Moon. This is equity, my friend, and equity exists between all contracts. Okay, if I told you I was gonna cut your lawn, and I said I'm gonna do the front and back, but I only did the front, I ain't do the back, but I still charge you for the front and back. Now, is that equitable? Is that fair? Is that just? It's not.
Well, no,
It's
I get what
not.
you're saying. That's a breach of contract. I get what you're
It
saying.
is. It's warranted. Now you're not going to come without anything that's warranted. It is warranted. What do they bring against you when they come against you and they try to arrest you? They bring a warrant. Now, are you your own judge? Can you warrant your own claims? I think you can.
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. But when I am, I can. Because that's what the executor office is. The courts, the
I
judge,
think
the
it's
jury.
above the executive office. The executive just gives you the power to do so. Like to know that you can do so is where the power comes from. The executive office just gives you the power to do so, right? To
My
know that
favorite
you
movie,
are warranted to
my
say
favorite
that, look, I was, I,
my favorite movie is The Devil's Advocate. And the reason why is because it gives you a hint, a sight on why the devil chose law. And there's a famous quote that he says that Al Pacino says to Keanu Reeves, where he says, "Some people under pressure they fold, others they focus. So when you have power, are you going to fold or focus?"
uh, I mean, when you have power, like, some people get the bloodlust though. And
That would be a form of folding in my eyes.
I would equate that to the government that we have right now. They have
And
full
that's
full
what I said.
power
I
to
would,
do whatever they want to do against us because the people don't know what's going on. They're acting without knowledge. Everyone's
yeah,
acting.
and I would, I would equate that power as them getting bloodlust or getting an arrogance to their power. I would equate that with folding, because you folded. You didn't stand with integrity. You didn't stand with honor. You got arrogant. You got evil and malicious.
Because you did not know that you could stand, right? Like, have you heard of the parliament over in England, right? If somebody wants to, right here in America, we call it running. I'm going to run for office. But over there, they say, stand. Will you stand? Right? And what does standing mean? Standing means you have the authority to stand up and speak for for literally for the matter, okay? But over here we call it we're running for office. We're running for office. Like it's like capture the flag. Who can run and get the office first? Right? But if you're
Yeah, they're
over there in
running for
England,
office, but if you're over there in England, they call it standing, because what do we need when we go to court? We need proper standing. And these people are running as a public official, so they need to stand for the people.
but that's what I'm saying though. I'm not saying it as it in the courts. I'm saying as it exists in their forms of government, right? They have a parliament, right? So in the parliament, people stand for office. In America, people run for office. They're literally running and scampering. It's like
Well,
hungry,
look at
hungry
how they,
hippo.
yeah,
It's
but look at how
hungry,
they do
hungry
it. They go,
hippo.
they travel across all 50 states. So technically, they are running.
Hungry, hungry hippo. Hungry, hungry hippo. And like England is like, what, 10% the size of America? So I mean, motherfucker could stand and everybody could see him from all four corners of the landmass, right?
Yeah, but all our shit came from over there. The way we conduct business and all that shit. So I mean,
And that's
we just
and that's
learned from
probably
them.
and that's probably why they told him to stand because hey, can you stand? Because we can't see you. Stand, right? And then the guy stands and they're like, oh, okay, that's the guy that's speaking. All right. Everybody else is seated, but we can see the guy that's standing. And the guy that's standing is the one that's speaking. You ever watch a video and it's like you don't know who's speaking, because everyone's standing. So you're trying to traverse the audience and try to find out who's the one speaking. Like who has the standing to speak? Everyone else sit and like, can you stand and speak just so we know who is speaking on the record?
I get it. I hear you.
Like all the stuff starts making sense, man. It all starts making sense.
But remember
Especially
when
if you
it
go in
wasn't?
there. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying, but remember when it doesn't or when it wasn't making sense?
Yeah, the first hearing, yeah. But like even in my first hearing, like I spent like a good 2 months just going through YouTube University, right? Trying to learn. And I really think I still did pretty good for my first appearance via Zoom, right? I think I still did pretty good. Like pretty good. Like it wasn't flawless, of course not, but it was still pretty good.
I mean, I soaked up so much knowledge within 6 months. I was almost reciting laws like I wrote them. But at the end of the day, I had to learn that that doesn't matter.
I mean, to me, I wouldn't say that. I would say it doesn't matter unless I got to ask you what you mean by the word law. Like if you quote in scripture now, that's different than you reciting statutes or even court cases or even supreme. Like if you're quoting scripture, you're coming from the law that granted all men to make laws of their own. You know what I mean? Because it comes from the top down. Who made the laws at the very top? And then man comes in and then starts making his own laws and then creates his own subjects in order to place subject to those laws through registration, through application. You know what I mean? However, they can get that minimum contact with you.
Yeah, I hear you. I was more going along the lines of like the maxims of contract law, the fundamentals of certain aspects of law, things like that. But I hear what you're saying. I wasn't in the Bible. I wasn't speaking scripture because I didn't tie that together at the time. I had to learn that. Where'd you go?
Sorry guys, I had to relieve myself. Give me like 5 more seconds. Hold on.
What's up, folks? Let's see. Before I start doing this shit. I'm at work right now.
Hey, the realest live on TikTok, man. You know, sometimes you gotta take a little bathroom break, but you don't want anybody to hear that.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
But man, what was we talking about, Moon?
Well, I was trying to go through the comments right now to see if anybody else wants to come up because I'm about to start my second truck, so I'm not going to be able to talk as much.
Oh, look, Ampu's in. Ampu's.
Yeah, tell them to come up because I got to listen for now. What's up?
What up?
What's going on, brother?
Grand Rising, sir.
What's going on?
Ain't nothing. You know, we just over here talking about this, talking about that, a little
What
bit
y'all
of this.
talking about?
Shit. Damn, I don't know.
Overstanding who we are. Overstanding who we are now.
What y'all talking about the post office?
Right? I spoke on the post office. That's what I had did. Look, I was just telling them though, right? Like because I think it started from where if you ever put anything on a document, you know, you got to put your letterhead at the top because you the head of the letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of got into the post office after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. I have to go through the replay, man. Like I honestly don't remember. Like I'm trying to conjure up my remembrance of it, but I can't remember. I know Moon remembers though, cause it was good. We was doing our thing though.
Okay.
I gotta take my contacts out. Hold on with people, man. I'm gonna take these contacts out. I can hear and I can speak. I just gotta take these contacts out.
Yeah, well, like I say, man, that's where it starts and that's where it ends at. You know, if you don't, you're wasting your time doing all this, guessing. These individuals be out here guessing and swear, oh, this is the way, man, where's your foundation? If you don't know your status, standing, and position, you better find out. That's all I can say. What type of American are you? That's
Like
what I'm gonna say.
I want to get my name decree down. So like, I don't want my hand held through it, but like I want the
You
right.
want your this shit crazy.
No, but like for real though, like I want the right guidance to it though because I don't have to do it 2 and 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And
Mr.
why?
Difficult. Mr. Difficult, you're done, man. I gave you the whole thing. You
No,
gotta
but
study it to show self approval.
so
I
like,
gave it to you, dog. Like, you got it. That's what like individuals not really understanding. I took 19 years of my life to figure out where to start and where to end. And I put it in a 4-week course, and it's gonna take you a year or two to really comprehend everything that I'm saying and that I'm doing. See, when I explain something, I'm explaining it. I'm not guessing. I'll tell you why I did the power of attorney. I'll tell you why I did the DBA. I'll tell you why I did the fee schedule. I'll tell you why I did the authentication. I can tell you why I did the name decree. These individuals, they go, oh, I don't. That doesn't make sense. It don't make sense because you're not reading. You're not comprehending. You just want to speed read and get your fucking account.
or just live their way through it,
Huh?
or live your way through it.
You can't do that shit either.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do none of that. None of it.
Well, like one thing I knew before I started doing all of this was experience is the best teacher.
Hmm.
And, and the second thing behind experience is kind of listening to those who have experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, man, it's just, what you have to realize is that this is the thing. It's not difficult concept to understand. You have a corporation out here. It's just straw person. All it's just straw person. Okay. That's it. Your straw person is operating the business out here. But since you're not operating in the proper manner, now you get yourself stuck in an address. They address you, they put address on you and tell you who you are. Instead of having a mailing location, instead of operating from the estate trust that was granted to you by your mama. You're letting them control it, you're letting them do everything they want to do because you haven't said anything. It's just like when I come and hit you in your mouth. You don't say anything. So I walk in the house and I put dog shit all over the floor, all over your carpet. While you still standing at the door, I come back down after I'm done smearing all kind of dog shit in your house. I come down, I punch you in the mouth again twice, and then I say I'll see you tomorrow. I come
Exactly.
back the next day and do the same thing.
And Pooh, I equate it to the bully, like the bully
That ain't
syndrome.
no bully.
No, it
It's
is
not
though. Like the bully
because
comes
you're
in.
lacking testicular fortitude. There's no bully.
Everybody who's bullied, everybody who is bullied is right. They don't know the power that they have to stand against any. Usually, that comes with knowledge.
So you want to call it what you want to call it. I just call it, you know, he's a bitch. Straight up. I come to your house and punch you in your mouth. Why'd you do that? Then you give me another mouth shot on the other side. Oh man, why'd you do that? Then you walk all through my house, come up to my master bedroom where me and my significant other, lay down. You wipe dog shit all through there. Living room, family room, all of that. And then you come back downstairs, and like I say, you dumbfounded. I hit you in the mouth twice more and say, hey, I'll be back tomorrow to do the same shit.
That don't sound like a bully to you.
No, like a fucking punk that just allows motherfuckers, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. Victim mentality. Do something about it.
No, I'm talking about the dude that's doing it to you, and how you choose to react to it is on you. But that's a bully.
He's doing that by default. It's about default. That's what it's about. Taker by default is the United States. They took your shit by default because you didn't say anything.
Right.
So they're like, okay, we're gonna treat you to be, you're gonna be dependent for the rest of your life, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we get down. Player, yeah.
It's
They don't like that at all.
and the way I equate it is that the fact that if you're not going to manage your own affairs, we are going to do it for you.
That's right. So that's it, man. No, I'm not using the quantum syntax. I don't need the quantum syntax. Like I said, I wasn't going to school, so I'm not an English major. I'm not finna do none of that shit at all. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell Russell, I'm gonna tell all of them, David Windmiller, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, everything is Canada's a part of the United States under the Confederation Act of 1776, I believe. The Confederation Act, Canada and the United States.
Hey, but one thing that David Windmiller talks the truth about was that post office, though.
Yeah, because that's where everything starts and begins at.
Yes, sir.
That's what people don't realize. In business, on all these applications, they're asking you for two things: your address and your mailing address.
Yes, sir. Your
That's it.
your your business, your principal place of business, and where will you accept mail from?
Yeah.
Why you need two addresses?
You don't. But when they want to put you in a residential situation, so what I did on my DBA is I put City Hall down there, and then I put my GPO as my mailing address. That's how I chose to set myself up, based on my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of things.
Ah,
That's
so
it.
you don't use a GPO as your principal. Well, you got to use it for the principal for the DBA, but not for the publication as the corporate headquarters.
No, I put look it like when I'm doing a application for a credit card, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna put the home address at City Hall, cause that's where the birth is. That's where it's all located. That's where it comes out of.
Birthday.
Yeah, your birth, your City Hall, your birth, the city of your birth, in the City Hall in the court, using that
Okay.
address. And then I took it over and I got my GPO as the mailing address.
Well, damn, man, because I just sent my Lex Domicili to be my GPO to be my principal and my mailing load. But
Well,
that's
guess
okay too.
what? Guess what? You can do whatever you want to do. You're the fucking
Yeah,
boss.
that's what I'm saying. That
That's
works
what
too,
that's
though.
what you
That
have to
works.
realize, man. You do what you want to do based on your knowledge and expertise. Can't no one tell you what's right or what's wrong. Only you.
Govern yourself accordingly.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because everybody has their mailing address and their billing address as the same. The billing address. It's the billing address. Where are they going to send the bills?
Where they gonna be ill at?
Be ill. Come on, man, Pooh. Damn, B.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, so we got to figure out the next move for the people, though. I'm gonna be working on that. Like, I'm trying to figure out the next move for the people because the future is based on technology and automation, people. And we've been programmed been fed to be fed information. Hold my hand, right? And please spoon feed me the information. That's how we've been taught, every single last one of us. So we have to unlearn what we have learned and learn new ways of learning. And I'm 40, I'm 43. I'm gonna be 44 next month. June 9th, I'll be 44. So like, and my brain's fried as a mother.
What? June, baby. Say
Yes, sir.
what?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. I'm June, baby.
Yes, sir. I'm a Gemini. That's why, like, when the sun come up and there's water,
That makes sense.
I'm an amphibian. I am an amphibian. Put me in the water.
I'm June 19th.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody in my family, like I got nieces and like it's crazy, man. I'm just
I'm
seeking
the
one.
I'm the 19th.
I got you, B. I
I'm on the
got you. I got you.
19th.
I got you. I got you.
Someone said they're on.
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay, I got you.
So yeah, like I said, you gotta figure out what it is you want to do.
My thing is like people just want to be free. People want to be free to live life unencumbered, pursue happiness, and engage in all of their rights and so-called liberties, okay? In every day. And if you think about it, right, we are the only quote unquote beings that have to pay to live. But that's been taught to us, right? Like the scripture tell us that we have been given dominion over the land, air, and water. We have been given dominion over the earth, but yet still we gotta pay to live. We gotta pay rent.
No, no, no. You don't have to do any of that. You've been told you have to, but you haven't opened up no book to really see what's happening. Once you have your shit set up, I mean really set up, you won't have to do none of that shit. None. None. You won't have to do none of that. Why? Because everything will be expressed. Estate property held in trust by special deposit. Y'all better go look at what special deposit means. Estate property and trust.
I
Because
looked it
y'all
up one
not,
day,
you're
right? So
not really getting it.
there's special deposit and there's general deposit, right?
Okay.
So like general deposit can be used generally for any purpose. But if you deposit by special deposit, it's only used for a specific purpose and that's it.
And what's that specific purpose?
Whatever purpose I deem it to be for the
No, no,
purposes of the contract,
no.
right?
Special deposit goes back to the depositor. Because it was all yours in the first place. So I'm
Right.
saying it's so key to look at these words and know what you're doing instead of just guessing. These individuals be out here guessing.
Right. I only made it like the surface level because I started looking into special and general deposit. But I do know the fact that special deposit, when you're doing special deposit, you're depositing something for a very specific person. Just like you have a special power of attorney, right? A durable special power.
Specific power of attorney is for a specific reason.
So the word I read in the book that I have, it says special. Just like you come like by special appearance. The word they use is special, right? I didn't see specific. But I guess they're synonymous in their meanings, right? Because here's the thing, right? If you have a power of attorney, you don't want to give a general power of attorney to anyone where they can just do what the fuck they want. You want to be special or specific, right? Like the Form 56. Judge, I want you to be appointed the power or the authority to perform this specific role for me for this matter. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. I got the book right here. Am I tripping? It had to be in this goddamn book. What the fuck? Goddamn shit. Now all of a sudden, like that's why I need my highlighter. That's why I need my highlighter. My highlighter. Oh, here it is. Okay. Durable general power of attorney. A durable general power of attorney is one of the utmost significant and valuable legal instrument as a person may create. It also one of the most dangerous in the case of the latter, right? If you give somebody general power of attorney, it could be dangerous because you're giving them too much power. So you can give them special power of attorney to just handle certain matters that are specific to their tasks. A durable special power of attorney. And then there's durable general power of attorney. Either way you go, it shows you the fact that when you get these lawyers or these attorneys that represent you, you're giving them way too much power. They can sign and speak for you, which is something you don't want. Nobody can sign. Nobody will speak for me. I'm an adult. I'm grown. Okay? And I'll handle my affairs myself. Now, I will take your court-appointed attorney, your bar card carrying attorney, as counsel, as I'm afforded by the Constitution to get counsel. But, sir, you're not going to speak or sign for me. Nobody will. I'm a grown-ass man, bro. If the trustor is concerned about giving someone durable general power of attorney, but wants to give his or her attorney, in fact, authority to convey title to his property to the trustee of a revocable living trust, if the trustor becomes physically or mentally ill. So this book is only talking about when somebody either dies or becomes mentally incapacitated, right? They don't talk about you doing it in the living until you get into the trust, right? They always talk about the living in the trust, but the estate is always when you're dead. After I finish this book, the other book kind of talks about how you can start managing your estate while you're still alive. Damn, fuck! Did I run and pull off?
He probably got busy.
All right, guys.
I'm listening though. I'm just
Wait. Here he come.
So what's your question, Mr. Dipco?
Excuse me.
What's your question?
I mean, like, no question, but like, here's the thing: like, when you get these lawyers, do you give them do you give them general or specific slash special power of authority over your estate, over your property?
I don't give them nothing because, like, once again, they're going to go do a name decree on you. Okay? When you give them power of attorney, they can go get the equitable title over you. Go put you in prison, take that shit out, put it in the IOTA account, and do a name change back to your fiction, and you never know it because sitting in prison, and they're sitting over there golfing and living the life off of your estate because once again it's abandoned property, and once again you gave them all the power and authority over your person.
Whew.
So in commerce is intercourse, it's foreign intercourse. So someone's getting fucked and someone's doing the fucking.
Duality, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to ingest that, man, because I want to ingest that and come back with the right bricks in order to build off of it. You know what I mean?
No matter what.
The right bricks in order to build off of it. Like, it's not a retort. I'm not trying to challenge, but like, that's crucial information.
It's what it is. It's nothing. Can't sugarcoat shit, man. It is what it is.
But that has to do with the constructive trust that they create when you go into the court, though, right? They use that confiscated property and
You
create,
give it to them.
and they use it.
Look up the word power and look up the word attorney. Now you'll see what you did.
Exactly. And that's the way I always voice it, right? You give these people to power not only to speak for you, but to sign for you. And that's the only two things they need in the courtroom. Outside of, well, that's the only thing they need. They can go through all those documents and fill out whatever they need because they can sign for you. They don't care about
that shit is pretty powerful though.
they don't care about your rights and right, Moon. They don't care about your rights or the Constitution. Man, you gave me all authority to speak and sign for you. We don't give a what you talking about. We gonna railroad you to this court because guess what? We are going to sign for you no matter what. That's why they keep wanting to put that lawyer on you. And does it
That
come
shit
down to
makes
an appeal?
sense.
Sorry.
That shit makes sense, especially with what I was going through prior to all this. Now I got a better understanding of some things. Like you gave him that shit. You gave him that authority, and you got fucked basically.
Basically. And they ain't trying to talk about your rights. They ain't trying to talk about the cons. They ain't trying to talk about none of that. Bro, you gave us the authority to sign and speak for you.
But then that also makes sense when you say that you gave. So we gave them the authority to do that, and then we're over here trying to say, "Oh, well, we deserve this," like the victim mentality, right? But then that's why they're looking at us like idiots because you gave that authority over.
Right, but like how do you justify it for folks that quote unquote go pro se? Now, if you agree to go pro se, now you are subject to the rules and regulations of every bar member, right? But here's the thing. Oh my God, it's like once you know that, why would you go in there? They won't listen to you unless you are bar
Ex-
card or unless you agree to
exactly.
or unless you agree to follow their rules and regulations. So why would you? It's not due process of the law. It's not has to do nothing with your rights. It has nothing to do with the constitutional protected rights that you have. Nothing. It has to do with, are you pro se? Well, you got to follow our rules, and they will sit there and tell you, look, we're gonna hold you subject to every rules and regulations that any other bar card carrying attorney would have to go through. And they will not let you proceed unless you agree to that. And it's like you go in there and you're like, well, I don't
Because
agree
that's a
to it.
contract.
And you go in there and you're like, I don't
That's a
agree
contract.
to it. But they're like, well, I don't care if you agree. You're gonna have to agree because I got seven armed thugs with guns that's going to make you agree to it, whether you like it or not. And if you don't, those thugs are gonna drag your ass to my dungeon until you agree.
Or they'll just freaking put a competency hearing up for you so they can see if you need a mental evaluation.
Right. But like if you go through all of that and you do not think that you are at war with these people, is going over your head.
No, 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 no. This is the thing. I'm reading these comments. I'm just like, let me read these comments. Okay. It's a traffic ticket. It's a traffic fine. It's like y'all be talking about like minor fucking shit. I'm talking about like cases. I'm talking about getting caught with 300 pounds and a police gun. I'm talking about getting caught with a kilo and 100,000. I'm talking about serious offenses. You have no rights under the Constitution when you're a public citizen. Only is Article 4 private. None of that shit even matters because once again, it's about and you're talking about private. Private is exclusive equity, and if you ain't talking about exclusive equity, you ain't talking about private. Yeah, Tone Bone be on it. So, like I said, when you get an attorney, you waiving all your rights. You don't have none. They tell you what to do and when to do it.
Period.
An attorney is a pimp. You know what pimp means?
Nope.
Anybody?
Nope.
No. No one knows what pimp is?
I mean, you talk about it like an acronym sense.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I hope you're not talking to me, Gigi, because like I said, I've been doing this shit a long time. So I hope you're not talking to me. Well, KJ, the ace, they just came. The postmaster general just cut down the postal service in half. That's why the mail's not getting there on time.
Hey, and Pooh, like my letter to the court administrator still hasn't been sent, hasn't been delivered.
So,
I'm just saying, like what you just said. I'm just building off of that. Nigga, you crazy. You said so? Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck.
Someone controls prostitutes and arranges crimes
You
for
said,
them.
look, you said so? Nigga, I don't give a fuck.
About what?
I just said something. It doesn't matter what I say. You like so? Nigga, nobody give a fuck.
Right.
Just like, jeez, man. I'm sorry. I won't update you again.
Who did hear what? Pimp juice. Pump juice. That's the acronym. Gigi, how long you been doing this for? Really curious.
What is pump juice?
Pimp juice.
I see the spells it wrong. I got you. He didn't hear you. Willie B, what's good, bro? I'm trying to get Jersey in here, man, because he said he got his court case dismissed, man. And like, I mean, he talked to me the day before. He went in there with the utmost courage to go in there. I want to talk to him about it.
What was it for?
Honestly, I don't remember, man. I talked to so many people, I don't remember. That's why I want to talk to him.
Does anyone have a real case, man?
I mean, what's a real case? These cases are real to
It's
them.
not traffic tickets, my nigga. Not traffic tickets.
These cases are real to them. Ain't nobody else live that
I'm just
life.
asking you, man.
No,
They're not real if you have a license,
my
bro.
brother,
Like, cut
my
it
brother,
out.
my brother. I know. We ain't all been through that life, right? We all just want to live our life, though,
I got to. But I'm just, like I'm saying, it's a big difference with these cases, is what I'm explaining to you.
right? But people go in there and they're nervous and they think that
Nervous or
they,
what?
they think that they're in trouble. That's the point. They think that they're in trouble. They're getting called to the principal's office.
So what's the answer for that?
Knowledge.
Read to comprehend.
Right. Like if you know who that judge is now you can ask the questions that the judge can't answer. If you have to get in there. Now if you know how to not go in there, please use all the chess pieces you can not to go in there. But say for instance, they fucking dogs drag you in there. The dogs that got badges and mace and billy clubs on them. And trust that they dogs are on a short leash. And they will drag your ass in there. Now if you get drug in that month, now you gotta know what to say to these people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you get drug in there. But once again, who's getting drug in there for traffic tickets, bro? Like, make it make sense.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. Fuck you being good.
No, but
They're
I'm
gonna
saying,
schedule you. They're gonna give you. They're gonna give you an invitation to come into their court.
correct.
And the child support and custody, man. Like I said, you gotta get in the right office, Willie.
But that's the thing, though. You see all these sovereign citizen fail videos, and I honestly think that those videos are put out there in order to scare you into getting a lawyer. Even the videos where you see people getting dragged out their car and slammed on their face and all of that. I mean, can it be theater? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to go out on a limb and be like a conspiracy theorist. But can that be all theater to scare you into just, man, just give the cop your license because I don't want to get dragged on my face. Because like, I mean, forget the courtroom. You got to deal with that police officer on the side of the street. You got to deal with that police officer on the side of the street, and depending on whether he had a good day or not, or he took it out on his wife enough before he came out on his beat. I don't mean to be, um, stereotypical, but the streets is talking, right? And the streets is watching. People can see these things. Why do you think these cops go crazy and like start doing like brutality and all that? Because these motherfuckers like I don't trust them. And I ain't even trying to talk to him. I'm not even trying to talk to him on the side of the street. I'm gonna hand him my paperwork and I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna exercise my Fifth Amendment right. One of the rights, one of the only rights they tell you, right? So when they arrest you and they read you your quote unquote Miranda rights, those are only like 3 or 4 rights that you have, but you've got like 27, 30, 50 million other rights that you got. But they only read you the rights that pertaining to whatever matter that they're arresting you for. And the rights that they read you is like the lowest common denominator. You got the right to remain silent. You got the right to get an attorney. They don't say the word counsel. Anything you say can and will, and that's it. Are you telling me those are all my rights, bro? I don't have a right to privacy. I don't have a right to due process. There's all kind of other laws that the cop does not read you your quote unquote Miranda rights for. He only reads you the rights that would pertain to what he's using against you.
But you don't have no rights. Belligerent, combative enemy, and rebel.
I would disagree with that, Ampu.
I
And
don't care what you disagree with.
I know you don't. I know you don't care what I disagree. He said
I really don't give a fuck. Cause you're gonna see you're going off of feelings.
I'm not. I'm not.
You
I'm
are.
not. I'm not. I am not.
You
And
are.
I can allow me to retort, my friend. Please.
Okay, go for it.
Now, you're saying that I don't have rights. Now, I would ask you how you define I, right? Me as a flesh and blood man walking on the land, I got all the rights under the sun, right? Now, my estate might not, my entity might not, because I haven't gone through the right steps to clarify that. But me as a walking flesh and blood man on the earth, under the sun, I got all the rights under the sun.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying though, who are they bringing into court? It's not your flesh and blood.
You married. Listen, if you don't have that decree, you're married to that motherfucker, right?
Under their eyes, right? So like we might have to take steps to clarify that under their system, right? But
They're
if
not
I
gonna let
was
you clarify that in their system in the public, Mr. Difficult. Like you can't be difficult. Like I said, when you're doing all this, so that's what I'm saying. You know better, man. So I don't even know why
cannot
you up here
and Pope and
challenge me on some public shit like this.
No, I'm not challenging you, bro. I'm just saying I'm just am who I am, and you are who you are, right?
Do you know what the Trade with the Enemy Act is?
I do know what it is. I do know what it is. But like at the same time, right? I know that I popped out of a uterus just like everybody else. And I was given an entity at birth. It was birthed, right? And that birth had a manifest known as a certificate of live birth. That birth was monetized, right? And bonded and whatever, right? But that's all came when I was a baby. I grew up to be a man. I'm still walking on the land, right? Now I'm not talking about a point of enemy combatant or trading with the enemy act, but if I've never picked up anything and read in my life, I can still exist on this planet as a living man. If I never turned on the TV, I would have never known about the pandemic. You understand what I'm saying?
I
You can
hear you.
you
But once
still
again, you're
you
getting
still
emotional.
no, it's not emotional. It's the
You
truth.
are.
It's
There's no
literally,
truth in fiction. So I'm just trying to.
and I'm not talking fiction right now. I'm talking facts. I came out of uterus just like you did, bro. We
Hmm.
all came out of uterus. And we didn't come out on a piece of paper. We came out on the land. You know what I'm saying? But we all choose to participate in the fiction unknowingly because we're acting without knowledge. But I popped out of a uterus just like every single one else.
No, I got you, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is this: is that this is the thing. There's nothing real out here. So you're trying to make a creation of this. It's all fiction, but you're trying to put some nonfiction involved in the game, and it don't go like that. It's a
Once again,
game.
Ampu, I disagree because you one
Okay.
of the realest niggas in it. And I already know you got trap of the year 4 times in a row.
All
You
right
can't,
now.
you can't tell me that there's nothing real out here, bro, because I done met a bunch of real people. Now, when I go into that courtroom now I know that's not, ain't nothing to do with real. But there's a lot of real around us. Now we got to recognize the real from the fake.
Right.
When I'm walking on the street and I give my man dap when we playing pool, and I see my homegirl and I give her a hug, bro, that's real because I can feel them. I can feel the warmth of their presence. I know that they're living. But when you go into these courtrooms, that's not the same story, is it?
No, because you're walking into their shit.
Correct.
Like I said, that you have no business in there.
You're giving life to the dead when you go in.
You're not even giving them no light because they can't see you or hear you because you don't have no DBA. You're just in there talking shit.
But you're still giving life to the proceedings because if you was not there, they could not move forward. They
Yeah,
needed
they
proof.
could. It's yes, they can.
If they got a lawyer for you, but if
No, they don't. No, no, they don't. Look it. They. What is that called? What the fuck is that called? I'm trying to think of what it's called. Y'all got me with this live tonight, and the other live was
I'm
um,
not challenging you, brother. Like, but I love going back and forth, man, because I'm learning, man.
fuck is it? It's not. No, it's not trial to know. Well, trial to know is a new trial. It's when you don't show up for trial. They just proceed on. I forget what it's called. But they do that all the time. You're not there. You're not there in the present like it's real. They just proceed because the corporation hasn't said anything, objected or anything. So they just proceed with trial and they find you guilty. And whenever they find you, They pick the body up and they put him in the slammer, and the sentence is already done.
That sounds civil though, right?
No, it's all
Because
criminal. It's everything's a civil under Rule 1, Article 1 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, but they put it. I forget what the term is. Cause my homeboy in the county, that's how they got him.
what was his charge though?
Huh?
What was his charge though? Because
You
it don't
know,
seem like that has anything to do with motor vehicle, like in
no,
stuff that.
listen.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm listen. I'm on
Sorry.
I'm
My
on street shit, okay? You
I
want a
understand.
motor vehicle? Pay that motherfucking ticket with the license, all right, man? No, sorry.
You're right, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't be sorry. Be careful.
No. Because like I'm trying to mix simple shit with that, that real shit, quote unquote real shit, because it's still the state. Now, how real is that? How real is that? I don't care what you charge with. It's still the state bringing it against you,
Right? It's a corporate fiction. It's not
right?
bringing it against you because it's two corporations in a in a situation in a business transaction, and
Yes,
someone's gonna get fucked, and gonna do the fucking. That's the bottom line.
right.
Like all this fucking.
And you know how it usually goes when you walk into that courtroom. Who's about to get fucked?
Right. Now you got it, Mr. Difficult. Thank you for not being so fucking difficult.
Hey, look, Aunt Pooh, I gotta be difficult. Just like you hard on the people, I gotta be a little bit. Cause look, I need clarification. I'm gonna go in front of the judge. I need clarification.
Look,
I'm asking.
like my counselor said, she said you're a career criminal. I said, all right now, and I'm gonna tell her, and I told her like this before I leave. I said, I'm gonna show you that crime do pay, cause like I said, my cases is my children. You see what I'm saying? $1 billion accounts in there that don't, that the estate is gonna go after it and go and get, and that's just the bottom line.
You stand on yours, man, no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, it's called. Hey, this is what it's called. It just came up to my mind. Trial and absentia.
Mm.
Trial and absentia. So my nigga, he jammed out on this shit. I think it was like a theft of means case. It was a high speed shit. It was a bunch of shit, and he bonded out from it. And he never went back to court, and the court just went on like he was there because once again, it's a piece of paper, right?
Right.
Right. So since it was a piece of paper, then guess what? They found him. All the jury found him guilty, even though he wasn't there.
But they had to have some sort of a power of attorney in order to move forward. Some sort of agreement, though, right?
Parens patriae doctrine.
So, like, it was probably some real shit. It wasn't no traffic ticket because if you don't show up for a traffic ticket, you get a failure to appear. But ain't no failure to appear for some real shit, right?
Yeah.
I get that. But like to me, it's like, what's real? Like, if it's the state bringing it against me, to me, it's not real. Period. Because like, what do we keep saying? That's a fiction. And you could go to any state in America right now and go to your county and file for a fictitious name. And they want to call us sovereign citizens because we talking about the state as a fiction. But you can go to your county and file for a fictitious name.
You know why they call you a sovereign citizen?
Could we get in there all good?
No, because your paperwork. Oh, I'm sovereign, and you come in there. And then your paper is saying that you're still in the citizen. So they're like, oh well, he thinks he wants to exercise. He haven't even had no DBA, no power of attorney, no nothing. So that's it.
You
You
don't got the
know,
paperwork,
you gotta make the paperwork.
and you gotta get proper notice,
Yeah, I mean, executive notice.
legal notice too, like publications, right?
You gotta do everything like I mentioned in class. That's it. Like I said, once you have the foundational shit, then you good. You good.
Right.
You ain't gotta keep on fucking with these people, and they're not gonna be fucking with you because they know who you are and you know who they are, and that's the whole thing.
And you set up.
Yeah, it's already set up.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense because you see it when they send it to you in the mail, but they send it to your house. And right now your house is your corporate headquarters. And do you want to work where you live at?
Yeah, I mean that's it's not the corporate headquarters. It's not the corporate headquarters at all.
It's your domicile.
What is it called?
It's your domicile.
What kind of domicile?
What kind of domicile? Fuck. Shit.
Lex Domicili.
Come on, bro.
Well, that's the law of the domicile. I didn't know if that was a kind of a domicile.
Yeah, what is it? What does it mean?
Well, like to me, it's like you're giving an attestation. You're affirming the fact of where your principal place of business is located,
I mean, yeah,
and you're correcting anything that came before it.
right.
Like,
But
because
the,
when I
what?
said
But
all legs
but
don't,
but what does lex domicile mean?
the law of the domicile.
Okay,
I mean, it's by law. It's scripture, right? It's derived from scripture. It's not derived from men's statutes.
there you go. Everything that you deal with is a law.
Correct.
Everything. So
Private.
we talk about the lex domicili, right? We talk about public law 97-280, which is the Bible is the law of the land. Like I just got done putting this document into the court, and that was my first thing that I expressed on the trust is that I created the trust with the paper. Very first thing I did was I acknowledged Public Law 97-280 as the Holy Bible is the law is acknowledged as the Word of God. Then I went to Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 and said that I have dominion over everything. The Creator's power of attorney for me. Then I went to First Kings chapter 8 verse 31 and 32, and I accepted their oath of office for honor and valuable consideration and bounded them to their oath. And then I wrote up status staying in position and I made the case number a trust. I made myself the grantor and beneficiary, and then I made the magistrate the trustee for full settlement and closure. And my prayer for relief was Exodus 20:15, which is that honor your mother and father, for your days shall be long.
And can I ask you a question, my brother? Like, there should be, and I know you're gonna call it holding your hand, but I don't know how I can portray it to you to where you could probably orchestrate some sort of a meeting of just going through the scripture as you do, and and we probably have to codify the scripture, but it's already codified, right, in public law. Like let's go through the public law and forget about the USCs and all that bullshit because honestly, bro, like I've never heard of anyone else that talked about that public law. No one else. You know what? Like I'm gonna just have to do it myself. And then I'm gonna run it by you because you're the subject matter expert, bro. That public
Difficult. This is the thing. I used to do that on Wednesday. I had came on my homeboy's show and he called it Bible Study Wednesdays, and I broke down the whole script with the Bible, everything from Genesis to Revelation. It's like, don't play, boy, don't play.
it was a lost cause.
No, no, it wasn't no lost cause, but it was like I said, the individuals, they're not really. They want. There's the same shit. Everyone wants a fucking bag. No one wants to free their dome, you know, to take them home. Because if you know where you're going, you know where you come from, you're gonna have a chance. If you don't, you're gonna be forever be a slave.
Correct.
Just what it is. I ain't sugarcoating shit.
That's what it is. And that's why like most people are taking it, right? Taking whatever class or whatever. But that scripture though, bro, that scripture, that's to me, that's the ultimate foundation of law.
See, I'll get together. I'll get together and just do nothing but scripture on your live, and like I said, and go from the Genesis over to the Revelations and breaking it all down. Like I said, and it's so deep. Is the scripture is deep as far as the dictionary, the law dictionary using that, and then it's super deep when you just go back and um you start looking at the numbers, like the power of attorney, the 126 in Genesis. 1 plus 2 is 3, right? 3 plus 6 is 9 for the divine ether, the God body. You see what I'm saying? The dominion from the Creator. And then he gives you life and he breathes it into your nostrils. In what? In chapter 2, verse 7. What's that? Another 9, man. Come on.
So
I
like
gotta go get deep on you right now. Don't, it's all right now.
I mean you can't
Don't
get no
got me
deeper, man.
I
started.
like that shit though. I like that shit.
No,
You
because
know,
you said that like I've heard you say it, and like this last time I kind of think I connected the dots, right? So 1 plus 2, right? One doubled is 2, that makes 3. 3 doubled is 6, right?
right.
And then you do 1 plus 7 equals the divine number, or like I can't even go through it, man. But it's like crazy because you could break it down like through the levels, right?
Yeah, but
Because
then
I hear
like
you
I
saying
like
about the one.
yeah. I mean, just like let's go to the birthright. Leviticus chapter 6 verses 2 through 5, right?
Yes, sir.
6 plus 2 is what?
6 plus 2 is 8.
Plus 5.
13.
3 plus 1 is what?
4.
So that covers the four corners of the earth for everyone and their mama's birthright right there. Like
Yup.
you don't need no administrative procedure. But once again, they forgot God, and they think that Congress, and they think that these men that wake up in the rise up with them in the AM and lay down at night, they feel like they have power over them. So that's what they think is a mental mind state. See, without thy mind will you have nothing. That fill me on chapter 1 verse 14. Without thy mind will you have nothing.
I hope y'all are listening, man, because like when I first heard Ampu, he was on the same shit, and I was like, yo, I've been to church. I've been to church, and ain't no church have ever been and spoke to me like this. You feel me? Ain't no other church have ever been spoke to me like this. And this is church. This is real church. In regards to how
They
understand
don't. They
what
can't.
I'm
They can't
saying.
even believe that you. That's the reason why you took my class.
That was the
Damn.
only reason.
That was the what?
That was the only reason, man. He started from the scripture, and
That
then
was one of them for me, but there was other reasons too.
he started with the scripture, and then he took it from the scripture. This was on Relatable's live, and he was probably talking for like maybe 10 minutes. Okay, so he started from the scripture, and then from the scripture he took it to the executor office.
Yeah, because that's where. Look at man. What is it? What is it, man? What is it? And I think I said it before. It's Isaiah.
Give him a minute, man. Like, cause like when he start cooking, man, like you can't get him off the grill. It's burgers and franks and steaks and everything, man. We about to eat. God damn it.
They ousted you from your position,
Right.
and you're no longer sitting in the executive office. You're sitting in the office of person because you've been ousted from the creator because you haven't been doing right. You've been believing man instead of him.
You've abandoned your birthright.
You said what?
You've abandoned it.
Oh yeah.
But then you go into how like the mother uses her maiden name, like
Yeah.
the father is considered a bastard.
Yeah, because when she gave the hospital her maiden name, she went with her mama. Now the mother is the hospital for the child. The child's mother is the hospital now because a maiden name is the head cut off from the body,
Mm,
legalese.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
so yeah, so now there's
Damn.
no mama, there's no daddy. Okay, the mama's a widow, the daddy is a bastard, and the son's an orphan.
Oh my God.
And they become you become in an estray book in the county of your birth. It's called an estray book, and
I
so
hope
it's
I
an
hope the
estray.
ladies are listening. I hope the ladies are listening. When you take that maiden name, that means you done had your head cut off, and
I
all
was
of you.
listening to that. I was listening to
Wow.
that audio, and that audio was saying that when you're not operating in your proper office, it's just that he correlated it with the watchers that left their heavenly estate.
Wow. But it's backed by the scripture, though, people.
And then,
That's what
like
I'm
I said,
saying.
that's the whole. Listen, that's the whole reason with Jesus, Joshua, Joseph, and Mary. That's the whole thing. Mary was what? The virgin. There's a
Pure.
virgin. She's a widow. She don't have no husband, no nothing. She was cut off from her body. She gave her mother's maiden name to the people. That's why she's a virgin. When you're a virgin, is a different version than people think, and they think that she never got fucked. That's not the case. And so she's a virgin because what she was never married. She wasn't under the law. If you go read Galatians chapter 4, you will see this. Okay? And so since she wasn't under the law and Joseph, they weren't legally married, Joseph becomes a bastard. She becomes what? The widow. And Joshua, Jesus, whatever, Horace, whatever name, whatever you subscribe to, becomes the orphan. So at age 12, 2 plus 1 equals 3 for completion. He leaves for how many days? 3. He comes back to his mama, and his mama's like, boy, where was you at? He said, I was handling my father's business because
Damn.
I need to reclaim the estate. And
Come on, man, Pooh, don't stop, B. Come on, man, Pooh, don't stop, B. God damn. Like, look, past that collection and pray.
He said, I and the Father are one. No one can come to the Father except through me, because Yahshua is the general executor. And that was it. He's the general executor. He has full subject matter over the entire estate. That's why I would like, he's the trustee. He's he's been like I said, he put himself in position. You know, he
He'll
put
be the
himself in
trustee
position.
when he needs to be the trustee, right? He'll put that hat on, right?
Yeah, I
He'll
mean,
take that head off. He don't need to be the trustee. He'll take
but
that
see,
hat.
that's what you are when you're the general executor. You like the video that you sent. You're the trustee and the beneficiary, and it shuts down the whole thing.
So somebody sent me a audio clip of somebody talking about if you say that you're a trust, if you say that you're the beneficiary, you're saying that you're a slave, like because you're accepting benefits from a slave ship. If you
That would only be if you didn't change, if you didn't do the post limine and restore your soul to have eternal salvation.
see what
Well,
I'm saying, people,
they're not. See, individuals talking spiritual, but they really don't. They don't even look at that script. They don't even know what they're talking about. They just be ignorant outbursts.
and
You
Pooh,
know.
I would recommend the next class you do is on scripture, on scripture, on scripture. Let's start from the foundation of all foundations.
Hmm.
Bro, I would recommend that, man. I can't do it like you can, bro. Like, but I want to get there one day. Promise to God. Promise to the feet I stand on. All 10 toes, bro. I want to learn that shit. All 10 toes. Peace be on to you, brother.
And like I said, it's just this is the whole thing about it is that it's like they're telling like Yahshua. He had to go through the second death, and the second death wouldn't hurt him. You see,
Oh,
the reason the second death wouldn't hurt him is because that was a name decree. Come on, man.
like how many people have been through their first death?
Yeah,
Are you ready?
everybody has because they legally deceased you at age 7.
Correct. And
That's
but
what you have to know. The second death won't hurt you. So when you decease the straw man the second time, it's
but
not going to injure you.
but
It's going
but
to help you.
And Pooh, you got to be ready for that second death. You got to be ready to face it.
Revelations chapter 2, verse 17. All right now.
You got to be willing to go in there and face it.
Man,
Hold
listen.
yourself accountable because can't nobody else do it but you.
Hmm.
The living man or woman, the flesh. I don't like to say I'm here in person. Nah, bro, I ain't here in person. I'm here in the flesh as legal counsel for the defendant
For
and
what?
and or accused.
For what?
If I have to be there, if they drag me in there, that's what I'm gonna say.
For what? You get traffic tickets, my nigga. You don't get no. You're not on no fucking felony shit.
You're right. You're right.
They're not
You're
gonna
right.
drag you in. They drag you in for felonies. Like I said, man, cut it out. You ain't gonna be difficult with me on that shit.
I like I gotta say, bro, I don't mean to
Fucking
be
dead.
difficult. I don't mean to be difficult, but I gotta ask the questions, man. I gotta ask the questions because I gotta have that clarity. I gotta know the nature.
The nature is this. You have dominion over everything. Let that sink in. And
That's
then
the
when you think it, you think be do.
and that's a decree
You
from the
rather
Most
be
High.
about it than go do it.
Wouldn't that be a decree from the Most High, though?
What's that?
Uh, God gave man dominion over the land, air, and water.
Yeah, it's a power of attorney. It works as two things: a power of attorney and a power of appointment. Then his power of appointment comes in Galatians chapter 4, verse 7, whether you're the beneficiary through the Most High. So when people be talking this bullshit about benefits, man, shut the fuck up. Man, I'm so tired of the individuals, man. They just be just talking just to talk. Like I said, I'll show you everything that I'm talking about and where to go find it at. That's the difference between me and the rest of these clowns.
Like I ain't no heard nobody else bring that scripture
You
though.
not.
And
You hear my
and
best
and
friend. You hear my best friend talk that shit. You hear him. You really gonna be sit your ass down.
but when you can bring the scripture and relate it back and cite it, quote unquote citation, right? Cite it back and make it relevant to your case. And you stand up there and say that to the judge,
I'm not saying it to nothing because I'm not going there, bro. Like
right?
that's what you don't realize. I don't go to court. I'm not no motherfucking slave. That's a slave fucking place.
Right.
I
Right.
don't go to court, bro. Like that's and individuals that tell you to go to court are a bunch of fucking agents. They're
And you
all
see
agents.
and you see where my mind still goes back. It still go back to the judge.
Yeah,
I
because
still
we
want to fight the
still.
judge.
Yeah, I know. Cause your mind ain't right. Your mind is warped. Your mind is warped. You think the shit is real and it's fiction. And now that you know better, oh, I want to go show him that. And guess what? Now you want to go
See?
wipe. Now listen. See, he's gonna take that first punch you hit him with in the mouth. But all that wiping that dog shit in his whole house, oh, he ain't going for none of that. He gonna be like, oh, hey, bailiff, go grab him. Come over my shit doing this shit for a traffic ticket too. Yeah, go grab his little ass. I can laugh at for 3 days.
Let
I'm
him sit
dead.
down
Never
and think
think
about what
about
he
it.
did.
That's it. Yeah, no court for real shit. For what? Y'all love that, but see, majority of people they love public. I gotta show the judge this, and ooh, great, go show him, and go get booked, and call Mr. Difficult talking about you need some bond money. Dumbass went to fucking court for what?
I don't want to leave him hanging though. It's like they put the hang out with like, "What's up, difficult?" and I don't give him five back. I can't leave him hanging, bro.
Yeah, well, we'll just go ahead and open up HMH University.
I, I'm gonna find the funding for it too.
I bet you are.
The people need it though. The people need it, but the
Well,
people need
the people need to get their fucking head out their ass and start doing some fucking research.
the people need the scripture, bro.
Look, man, I was the biggest slave out there, man. Even in the streets, just monkey see, monkey do. So I already know what type of mentality these individuals have. And then, like I said, it's not street. They just in the scripture it's called they're in the state of stupor. They're asleep, and don't want to wake up. Mr. Difficult, I need you to do it for me. I need you to think for me. I need you to read for me. I need you to do every fucking thing, Mr. Difficult. Matter of fact, you were gonna change your name to uh, Mr. Nice Guy.
Nah, it's gonna be Mr. Difficult.
No,
It's
it's
gonna
not,
be.
because you can't be Mr. Difficult with HMH LLC. You can't. It's impossible.
I'm not difficult with the
For
people.
real though.
I'm difficult with the public servants.
What do you think the people are?
Those are the Walking Dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like that's how they're gonna get treated. You wanna, like I said, you wanna save the world. Save yourself first, Mr. Difficult.
Make it a better place
Oh my God, I gotta go.
for you and Pooh
I got
and
to go, man.
Moonchild and everybody in this live.
I gotta go smoke.
I'm sorry, man. Don't. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
No, it ain't. It's just the fact that it's just the fact, man, that it's they call it Genesis, right?
Hmm.
Now check this out. Before I go, I want you to think about this, right?
Right.
Adam and Eve, right?
Hmm.
They say, oh, it's an Adam, it's an Eve, it's a man and a woman, right?
Right?
So what did they do in the garden?
Frolicked.
The what?
They frolicked, they played, they enjoyed life.
Yeah, but what they do? What they do in the garden besides that?
They ate from the fruit of knowledge, right?
From the tree of knowledge
Right?
of good and evil, right?
Right?
But anything that bears fruit, what would make the fruit evil?
Poison.
It may be poison, but guess what? Now, check this out. Ain't nothing new under the sun, so Adam and Eve, atoms and molecules.
Correct.
Eve represents the evolution of life because she gave Adam life. You see what I'm saying? Look, it didn't come from no rib, man.
Correct.
And so once they ate the apple, they figured what? They found out that they were the living, breathing flesh and blood man and woman. And
Right?
everyone else out here wasn't naked, so they was what? All fiction. All
Wow.
right now, I gotta end it like that.
Wow.
Cause I gotta go get my
Wow.
drink and smoke.
Yo, hold on. Yo, say that again, B. Oh my God, son. Whoa. Oh my goodness.
When they
They
ate the apple,
oh
they both seen that they were naked. Hence, they were the naked owners to their estate. Okay?
mm,
They were living and everything else was fiction.
mm,
Because why wouldn't you want to eat from the tree of knowledge, face?
mm.
Why?
And that's the truth, bro, because you feel like you butt naked when you go into that courtroom, don't you? They strip your ass butt naked before you go in there. And
No,
that's what you
no, no.
feel like.
I'm just saying that they weren't. Their appearance was different from everyone else's because they were alive.
Mm.
Like when they ate the apple, it was the apple was their living trust, the inter vivos trust.
But why
You
did
know
they
what
always
inter, you know
sorry,
what
go
inter vivos means in Latin?
in in life?
Inter vivos.
Among the living. Among the living.
There you go. They were the only ones amongst the living. Everything else,
Right,
and when I'm saying living, I'm talking about nature. I'm talking about trees, birds,
right,
nature,
right.
natural law. It proved that they were natural law and operated and governed under natural law. Why? Because their natural body parts was everywhere. They was
Mm.
naked and they knew it. Naked owners. Go look that up.
Man, that's the most powerful shit I've heard in my entire life, bro.
Hey, you wanna know why though?
Yes. Nigga, yes. Yes.
I'm
I
the
want
realest. Hey, I'm the realest nigga in it. Y'all already know.
All right now.
my nigga.
All right now. So, and then this is the thing. The revelation is this: that 144,000. It goes back to ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, right? That 140, only 144,000 are going to be saved, right? That's what
Right?
they tell you, right?
That's what they say.
Right. But what is it? Actually was the 144 laws of the Maya, the balance of equality, equity. 1 plus 4 is what?
9.
There you go. Back to that God number. Because anytime that you multiply anything by 9, it comes back to the root number 9.
Right back to 9.
Yes, sir. So it is what it is, man. But I'll get that. I'll get that for you. We'll do that shit like I'm a. You know what, Mister Difficult. When I on Friday. Not tomorrow, but the following Friday. Well, I'll get everything ready, and I'm gonna do live right from your motherfucking crib.
I'm gonna see if I can set up a studio, motherfucker. Look, we gonna make this shit look professional, man. Because like right here, this is the most high right here, and this feeds don't feed my body, man.
Yeah,
And
cause
whatever feeds my soul feeds my body. It controls my body. It makes me want to make my body better. You feel me? And that's what it starts. That's where it starts from, and your state comes from your body, and then everything else comes from that. But to me, it starts from that scripture, bro. It starts from that scripture, man. I mean, pass the collection plate around.
Always a pleasure, dude.
Oh my God. I feel like I feel like being Will Ferrell in like motherfucking old school. I'm gonna go streaking right now. Like
Shut the fuck
I'm just saying,
up.
like I gotta do something crazy, bro. Like, cause like it's revelation. Like I told him Pooh last night, yo, I'm gonna quote this one and I'm gonna post this one.
this what you have to realize, man. Don't save them. They don't wanna be saved.
That's gonna take some real beating up on me. Like I'm gonna need to be beat
Don't
up on
save
that
them.
one.
They don't want to be
I'm
saved.
gonna hit
Don't
your ass
save
over
them.
the on Saturday. I'm gonna hit your ass over the head with the pool stick or something. Shit.
Well, you can't touch me on the pool table, man. Can't no
No, I
more.
didn't say touch you on the pool table. I said take the stick and hit you over the head with it. So you'll get in your right fucking mind. And you want to start the HMH LLC? I'm like, oh man, come on.
I'm gonna tell you when you get here. I'm gonna tell you in person because I don't want to put it out there in the public because I'm trying to make some moves. I
Yeah,
think
but
you.
listen,
I think you will like it. I think it's beneficial for everybody. Like
listen, man, listen.
for
I don't
learning, for
have,
learning
I
and
don't,
development.
Mr. Difficult. I don't care because, like I said, man, these individuals, they, they gotta look shit up for them. Say I did this all my the class, and I put all that shit together myself. And, man,
I
I
know,
did.
bro. I know, but people are not taught and trained in order to do
Mr.
that
Difficult, neither
themselves.
was I. That's my whole fucking point. I went to go look up all this shit. That's why it took me 19 years. Okay?
And it
I'm
took
giving
you
you as much
19.
cookie cut. Yeah, I've been doing this shit since G Unit.
I-
Come on, man.
but I'm saying though, like with your knowledge and experience through all the years, and my experience into cultivating that into a well formulated um I hate to use the word curriculum, right? But we can do what the Department of Education did not. You know what I mean? We take it
You
into our
you
we can
want some
take it
lead
into our
poisoning.
hands and we can help the people
You want some lead
trans
poisoning.
transition
You don't see it.
transition to that ampu state of mindset in order to go get what you need to get yourself because people are not trained to do so. People are trained to be have their hand held. Go to lunch.
James, I feel you.
First, what do they call it?
I'm giving Mr. Difficult a homework assignment.
What's that?
I'm giving all of y'all a homework assignment right now.
What?
And like I said, it's gonna hit different. When you read these, you'll be like, damn, right there. Okay.
What we looking for? Is it
You
in the
got,
chat?
you got it. If it cut them out of
Probably
here.
needs to load. Probably needs to load.
He ran when I gave him the assignment. That shit's crazy.
I'm looking for it, but like I don't see it. I don't see nothing. I'm gonna give it a
You got
It
minute.
that in
probably
the
just needs.
chat.
It just. Yeah, it probably just needs to load.
Hey, and Pooh, I'll tell you one thing I'm gonna do when you come through. We gonna get you a better email service. I don't know what fuck email service you using, bruh.
I'm
But
about to
we
not even have an email service, bro.
what?
Cause I'm gonna be done with all that, bro. I don't. I gave people, I gave them the information all day, every day. They still don't want to read this shit. I'm like, man, That's why I don't have the patience like you. Cause I slap a motherfucker, man. Straight
You got
up.
you got 19 years, bro. You got 19 years. I'm
Yeah,
working on 2.75 years right now.
yeah, but you got all. Listen, I didn't have all the shit that you have. That's what I'm getting at.
Right? Just like, mom and pops, they didn't grow up with dishwashers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
but we growing up with dishwashers, but we learning to
Mhm.
live life, letting the dish wash themselves while we put our feet up and learn some shit that we really need to learn about though.
Right. Okay.
But it's all about what you choose to pay attention to because your time is your most valuable effort or
Right.
asset, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to spend your time watching Real Housewives and football, by all means, that's what you can sit down and talk about. I don't want to talk about that stuff, bruh. I want to talk about like how I'm actually gonna get in there and claim my dad's estate now that his body is actually passed away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How am I gonna get my name decreed to the point where I can separate myself from the name? How am I gonna set my trust and my fiduciary responsibility up for my estate? That's all I'm thinking about right now. And I'm out there playing pool with my peoples and they're talking about bullshit. And I'm just like, I'm over there like Stevie Wonder. I'm in my own head, like thinking about some shit. And my head is bobbing around because I'm not listening to nothing they saying. And they looking at me like I'm crazy because like I don't want to talk about the Chris Brown beef. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, man. I don't give a fuck about no Chris Brown, bro.
Facts.
And it was crazy though because like I was in the bar that I came up in, and it was the first time I was around the music because like I don't really listen to that rap music no more. I don't really fuck with it no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I sometimes I get into the car. Sometimes I'm feeling good. Like it's a good day. You just want to ride out, but whatever, right? But I was in the bar tonight, and I'm listening to music, and I'm just noticing how the music is taking over me, man, and how I can just get seduced into being in the bars again, and just, hey, lady, how you doing, and doing all that dumb shit. But in doing so, like I kind of came up with an idea, man. And like I like to create, man. I don't know about y'all, but I like creation. Like I like to make things. And and not to take the spotlight and just talk about myself, but when I started this TikTok channel, I went from like zero, like 15 followers to 10,000 followers in a week off of one video. And to me, that told me that told me multiple things. That told me that people out there need this, that what we're doing, they need that. You can call it holding the hand, you can call it whatever you want to, but that tells me there's a demand out there for it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, go save them difficult. If that's what you feel you gotta do, cause only you'll be tired. Hey, did you see what I posted today?
I did not, my friend. I'm sorry.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see it. I'm gonna go look for it though.
Yeah, when the PD Pablo sent it to me.
Shit, I might have seen it because anything I see that you post, man, I repost it, bro. Anything that come in my feed, I repost it.
No, it was
Anybody I
just
know. I'm just saying anybody I know, man.
yeah, just tell you that there's people out there like you. I mean, I get it, but like it's you have to. It has to be something within your spirit that wants to go and do any of this, and that's why individuals are not getting it because they're doing the shit for the wrong reason. Oh, I just want to count. But if your mind ain't right, like I said, that Romans 12, your mind ain't right. Your heart ain't right. If your heart ain't right, your mind ain't right, the spirit is definitely not coming. That's just the bottom line. So,
I'll say this though, like because like I've heard stories of you shutting the court down, right? And there's people out there that are longing to get that under their belt too, just so they could get up in there and tell people not to go into the court. But
I'll tell
that
them right
was,
now without having
but
to go.
no, but I'm saying though, bro, that was your journey. You've been through the court thing.
And that's
Some,
why I tell you don't fucking go.
I know, but sometimes you need to go in order to
Well,
learn that you
go for
don't
it.
have
Go
to
for it.
go.
Go for it.
No, I'm just saying, Ample, please
Go.
stop.
Go.
Brother, listen to me. Listen to me. I went through one case, and in that one case, I know I shouldn't go in there. Like I've been bleeding at the fingertips with these filings that I just want to hit this court case with. But I don't want to file them because I don't want to get this court case any more life. I sent my letter to the I sent my letter to the court administrator, and if it takes 3 months to get there, let it take 3 months to get there. I'm gonna bring it up though.
For what?
I'm just saying I wanted to get there first before I do anything, right? Now the fact that I sent it priority mail and it's been almost 2 weeks since I sent it. Right now my beef's with the post office. At the same time, it's like, I sent it in such a manner to where it has to go to her, right?
Yeah.
And is she in the office? Is she ducking her office? Like, I'm gonna have to call her and see what her office hours are. And why hasn't she received my letter?
You ain't gotta do none of that. You send it and you get your signature card back, and that's prima facie evidence right there.
But doesn't she have to receive it first before I get it back?
You're gonna get a green card back or a pink card back from the mail, from the registered mail.
Right, but she has to receive it first before I get it back.
Yes.
And she has not received it yet. It's been over 2 weeks.
She hasn't received it. You send it off. Register.
Registered.
Okay. What
Received.
register takes time. It's the difficulty, and then, like I just told you, they cut off half of the staff at the post office.
Right.
Just be patient, man. And just in your mind, it's already done. Thy will be done. That's what I'm saying. Individuals they be double minded. You can't be double minded. Double minded man is unstable in all ways, not some ways, all. And that's back to James 1, verse 8, which is 1 plus 8 to 9. As a man thinketh, so is he.
Patience.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
Gotta
And
have
there you go, Mr. Difficult. There's your answer.
right, because I was so ready to call the post office. Excuse me, why in the fuck, man? I sent it priority, and I'm gonna start yelling, screaming, and
And
I'm
I was over here
executive.
telling you for what? I'm over here telling you the same thing Ampu's telling you. Like, you don't need to. Just let it be. Be patient.
Be patient. That's the word, right? Be patient, right? Because I'm over here like I sent it 2 weeks ago, and it and it's funny because I know the woes of registered mail because before my second hearing I said something registered mail. It was whatever I fumbled through back then, right? I sent it registered mail to them, and it took 2 months for it to receive. My court case was long gone by the time they received it. That's why when you do things in the private, you got to be ready for it to just take a little bit to get there, right? And just stand on your P's and Q's until they get there. But if you set up, you ain't got nothing to worry about. That's what I'm saying. If you set up, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Reduce all minimum contracts or correct all minimum contracts. Let them know who you are. My thing is if I have a driver's license with a USMOI address on it, mailing location on it, and that bitch say Mr. Difficult on it. It don't even got my name because my name is private property and I don't want it on display on a driver's license. So let me give you an alias or let me give you something that I can substitute that name with. I want my driver's license to display Mr. Difficult.
You gotta go back and listen to that class, dude, because Ampu gives us the sauce with what happened after he had that mailing location on his ID or driver's license.
Nah, I know what you're talking about. We spoke about that, cause those kind of situations is what all of a sudden now you might be coming across. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and it was verbatim. He is free to go. He is outside our jurisdiction.
No, like I said, listen, man. I'm gonna be out there Friday, man. Next Friday. We're gonna do this shit you wanna do, and I'm gonna show you everything in the Bible from beginning to end. Probably be about a 4 or 5 hour fucking live.
Wow, that would be amazing.
And go from there. But I'm gonna get a ball for you, Mr. Difficult. It's been real.
Yes, sir, man. Been realer for me, man.
I
Thank you
like you,
for
move.
Hey,
input,
boss.
All right,
increase,
Increase.
increase.
love, man. I'm gonna get off too, people, cause I want to get back to it tomorrow, man. Moon, thank you for coming through, brother.
Likewise, likewise.
Love, love, love. Y'all be good tonight, man. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Thank everybody, the 29 viewers in here, man. Love. Y'all be good.